40 years ago, we opened our doors with one mission in mind.
We'll be right back with the top 10 songs of 1983.
To sell quality American-made vehicles at a fair price.
You have arrived.
And we've loved every minute of the ride. Celebrating 40 years of Two Rivers Ford.
It is 3 o'clock. Good afternoon from the Superbook.com sports desk. I'm Lucas Panzica. There is a new highest paid man in the National Football League. It is Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts, who agreed to terms on a 5-year, $255 million contract extension with over $179 million in guaranteed money. Another contract extension, a little more local, in East Tennessee. Tennessee women's basketball coach Kelly Harper agreed to an extension through the 2027-28 season in a release by the program. Back-to-back Sweet 16s in the last 2 years for the Lady Vols. Phase 1 of Titans OTA starts today, all voluntary for the first 2 weeks. Titans also hosting Florida quarterback prospect Anthony Richardson today for a top 30 visit. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Welcome into 3HL on 104.5 The Zone. What's happening, good people, on this fine Monday? Right here in the Music City. Yes.
Man.
Yes, Babsy.
That's an intro.
You like that, Babsy? Good
I'm about
energy?
to give you Yorl's job if you're going to do that every Monday.
Well, just give me the introduction. Yorl can have his job. Just give me the introduction. I like that. I like the introduction part. Running out of the starting lineup, popping hands.
Yeah, you do look that. Hey, speaking of, he's Ron Slay.
Hey!
Oh, Smiley's on it,
Nashville,
man.
Tennessee at 6'8".
On it, Smiley.
At power forward, Ron Slay. Y'all better buckle up, because this car ain't got no roof.
That's right. We will be rolling through on this sunny day with no roof installed, no roof in sight, and it will not be a roof added nowhere along this ride, Babsy. By the way, that is Babsy.
Hi. We got Smiley behind the glass just doing work. Yes, Joe Hunk is on paternity leave.
That is right.
Can we just call it that? I know he's not staying that. He's coming back soon, but for now he's hanging out with his new baby girl,
Andy.
What a cute little name.
I wonder. I gotta ask Hunk. Did he get Andy from Toy Story? Or did they watch Toy Story a lot? Or what?
Toy Story. That Andy is a boy.
I know, but Andy can go either way. But
Well, I know.
think they spell
Theirs
it
is
different too,
an
don't they?
I.
Yeah, that's
Andy.
right.
Andy.
That's right,
I think her real name is Anderson. Anderson Claire.
That's right.
But Andy is
Anderson?
super cute.
Anderson is from Men in Black. Mr. Anderson. Ain't that Men in Black? No, that's the Matrix.
No. Yeah.
The Matrix.
Because I was like, I have actually seen Men in Black, and I don't remember that.
Look who's going to correct me, y'all, on the movies.
Let me just jump right in here. Yes.
I know this.
Ugh.
Babsy, I had
Oh, by the way, Mayor's not here today.
Oh, yeah.
He'll be back tomorrow.
That's right. He is on assignment.
Assignments.
Yep. Babsy, what did you do this weekend? First of all, I watched you this weekend.
You did?
I did, yes. I've scolded enough last week for not watching.
Well,
so
thank you, Slay.
I made up for that.
Can I say this?
Yes, you may.
Why the hell do my XFL teams not win? I've now worked 4 XFL teams. So if you guys haven't watched, you're missing out. It's actually really entertaining.
Yeah.
The games are really good.
It is.
Like, we get to interview coaches and players in the middle of the game. I'm sitting there on the bench. I get to hear all the drama that goes on, right? All in that bench. Like, it's awesome. And I get to tell you all about it. And people are mic'd up. And usually they catch the curse words, but sometimes one or two slip through.
You're live.
Yeah, I mean, it is live. Yes.
Is.
Like,
I love it.
If I'm the guy that has to beep out the curse words, like, listen, there's a delay and somebody has to listen. Like, I would hate my job. Hate my job, because you've got all coordinators, all head coaches, and usually 2 players on each team, which is usually quarterbacks, because they're the ones communicating the most, and then sometimes it's a defensive guy, sometimes it's a backup quarterback if they play 2 of them. So, God, that would be like the worst job. But so the way we do it at ESPN is 2 reporters on the field, 1 reporter is assigned to each team. I've now worked 4 XFL games, and my damn team has lost every freaking one of them, which means I get a pissed off sideline, a pissed off coach, a pissed off everybody.
Yeah, they're going to start banning you from their sideline.
I mean, for real. Not to mention, I was on St. Louis's sideline, like the Battlehawks, who averaged 36,000 fans, who are just like in love with football, who all they had to do was win and they're in the playoffs. Like, they have been super successful. Their only losses have come to DC.
Yep.
Who is the best team in the league, So I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm golden here, right? Yep. Like, they beat Seattle. Seattle's out of the playoffs. They're done. Here we go. It's at home. I'm like, yes.
You can't lose this.
They cannot lose. I'm on the winning sideline. Like, Anthony Beck, the head coach who played for the Jets and the Bucks, was I was on a football crew with him like 10 years ago when he jumped into the media. So I'm like, this is all like just perfect.
You got good energy people, but
But no, 0 for 4.
0 for 4, Babsy. You got to go again this weekend?
I do. So
let me ask you this first.
I don't know.
Teams playoff? Are they both going to the playoffs? Or both of these teams?
It's Houston at Arlington. Arlington can clinch a playoff spot with a win.
They're on the bubble, and that's my guy. That's Stoops. That is Stoops. Okay. All right. All right, Babsy. So, do you know which sideline you're on yet? That's the real question.
No, because honestly, you have 2. I'm going to let Tiffany decide. I'm just going to put it in her corp.
So y'all
and be
get
like,
to choose,
you pick.
Babsy?
Yeah, we get to choose which sideline.
So, okay. So, all right, this is, and I don't want this to get out and be taken the wrong way, but if you choose Arlington, I'm going to bet against them. How about that?
I mean, I don't really blame you. I'm 0 for 4. Like, what are the chances of that? And here's the worst part. I think it's 3 of my 4 games.
Yeah.
My team that I worked their sideline was favored.
Nothing can stop Babsy not being favored, not having all the advantage.
It does not matter.
It does not work.
I mean, I think St. Louis was favored by just a couple this weekend, actually. When was the other one? My last. Well, I don't know. Anyway.
I forgot when it was.
So, yeah.
But.
So, apparently, I'm bad luck. So, yeah, I've got Houston, Arlington. So, Houston's head coach is Wade Phillips.
Yeah.
Arlington's head coach is Stoops.
Ooh. This don't bode well
neither,
right here for,
neither one of them are exactly like, we love our sideline reporters or anything,
If I had to choose one, though, I'm probably go with Wade Phillips.
Yeah, he's nicer.
Yeah, and he'll
no offense to the Stoops family.
Right, right, no,
I do love me some Mark.
Yeah, he's totally different.
Yeah.
Especially at this time right now.
Yeah.
This is what I was going to ask you. If it was one thing, and we can get into it a little bit later, but if it was one thing you were going to adopt from the XFL and put it in the NFL,
oh, yes.
What would be one thing, Babs? Or you want to think on it?
No, I don't have to think on it.
You already know.
Yeah. Well, selfishly, it would be the ability to interview coaches and players in the middle of the game. That will never happen.
Yeah, ever.
The transparency with the referees, officials, and Dean Blandino is the head of officials. So you couldn't have a universal, like, one head of official running all of it when you have so many games, going on at the same time. But if there is a penalty, like, you immediately, officials are mic'd up. You hear what they're talking about. It's the transparency, right?
I get that. Yep.
It's the transparency that a lot of people have an issue with in the NFL, that a lot of people have an issue with in the NCAA. You know what? That's a terrible call, blah, blah, blah. Now, you could go even further, and in the XFL, you can challenge a missed call or a bad call.
Now, that's interesting.
And it can be reversed.
That's interesting.
Yes. Now, there are rules that exist, like how many challenges you have. If you lose the timeout, same thing or whatever. But that, to me, that transparency and listening to Blandino talk about like, hey, listen, like in my game on Sunday, Anthony Beck challenged on a Seattle touchdown run that there was a hold. I think he challenged face mask. First it was hold, then face mask.
Right.
Like they should have been buttoned up more on exactly what they wanted to challenge, but sometimes you're in a hurry. And so listening to Blandino go back and be like, okay, look, here's 76. Here's what they were talking about. This is, like incidental. It's not enough of a hindrance for us to make that call. So touchdown on the field stands. But just listening to what they're looking at in an official review and what they're seeing, just the transparency.
Yeah.
Like imagine if we had that in the NFL or NCAA.
Yep.
On the review, like even if you just started out and had it on the reviews.
Yep. Mm-hmm. A lot of people, I think that'll have a lot of people more engaged as well too, and you really feel a part of the game when that's happening.
Right.
That's a whole different interaction right there. So yeah, I'm with you on that, Babsy. Let me tell you something too. We got a lot to get into today.
You had a good weekend.
I had a great weekend.
I can't wait to hear about it.
I got a Slay story, and we're going to do that in the 5 o'clock hour. Slay story. We're going to bring Slay story. Because it's spring, and really when we get after the draft, we will really get into it, but I was kidnapped.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. It's got.
Were you kidnapped by the booze?
No, I was actually kidnapped by a person.
Really?
Yeah, man. It got a little wild. I was released at about 1:30 in the morning. I was released, and so I was still able to talk on my phone. I had my phone, access to my phone and everything. It's a wild story, man, but yeah, a lot of things can happen in Orange and White weekend, which me and Ramon and the fam traveled up there to check out the game, spring game, got to rub elbows and stuff with Danny White, Plowman, and Hyper. What's up?
I made you send me some pictures, and Baby Babs was like, slay.
Yeah,
so then I made you send me more pictures. But it looked like a fall weekend.
Yes.
I mean, crowds,
Babsy.
vol walk,
Crazy.
all of this. I was like, and didn't they charge for actual tickets this year? I mean, I know it's only $5,
Yeah, but
it used to be free. Usually it's free everywhere.
Yep.
And they even charged $5, and that place was nuts. Just from pictures that I saw, was absolutely nuts.
Babs, it was crazy. I mean, it was crazy. It had every feel of a fall game, and maybe a opener, almost like an opener. I think if the other half of the other quarter of the stadium would have been open, you had recruits for basketball there. They had the balloons. They had the whole setup for that. The complex was full. The people, they had a stage set up in the parking lot where they gave a free concert. I don't even know who was performing because it took that much concentration to get through the crowd, to get to the gate, to get the ticket and get in early. So, man, it was I didn't see nothing like this. I haven't seen nothing like this. It's crazy. Vol fans came out. The energy is high. And not only with the fans, it's like it with the coaches too.
Yeah.
That's the funny part.
See, this is what happens when you win and you recruit well, and you're in that position where you feel and taste the big success coming. I say it all the time, no matter what people think of this Vol fan base, college athletics and college football especially is better when Tennessee is relevant.
You can feel it.
Yep.
You can feel it. And I got to get into Nico. Forget the game. Just his aura and everything about him walking around. Like it's
something.
I've never witnessed this.
What?
I've never witnessed this. I done been around some greats, Babs.
Yeah. You've played with some greats.
I ain't witnessed this one, Babs. This is kind of wild. This is kind of wild. So we'll dive into that. Jalen Hurts got a big old bag.
Yes, he did.
Got to talk a little bit about that. Anthony Richardson is in town.
Hey, what's up, Anthony? Hi.
We're diving in. I think that might be Babs' pick for us to move up to number 3-4. I'm just saying. Chris Lowe coming up, though, man. This is 3HL. Y'all stay right here.
I want to talk to you about trust because when you are working with a business, no matter what it is, you want to know that they're trustworthy, right? Same with me. And if you are looking for a new car, if you're looking to get your car serviced, you can trust Two Rivers Ford. As a matter of fact, they are working on my brakes right now. I needed some new brake pads. So, of course, I dropped it off at Two Rivers Ford. They are celebrating their 40th year as a local company right here in Middle Tennessee. You don't make it to 40 without doing business the right way, right? And you don't have people that stick with you and buy car after car unless you do business with integrity. And that's exactly what Two Rivers Ford does always. Honest answers, zero pressure because their salespeople don't work on commission and they sell all of their new non-specialty Fords below in a MSRP. You know you're getting the best price. You can trust Two Rivers Ford. Go check out their Google reviews or their A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. You want a local Ford dealership you can trust? Two Rivers Ford, powered by Ford, driven by people.
Buddy Allen Carpet One, they're your flooring experts, and another beautiful thing about the job that they do. And well, I mean, this is a good element to them, great element to them. They are locally owned and operated. This is a Nashville company, and the Allen family has owned and operated Buddy Allen Carpet One for more than 55 years. So Zach, Jenna, and Judson Allen are in the store every day, and they will be there with you every step of the way of your flooring project. Free in-home measures and estimates. They'll be there through the installation as well. Buddy Allen Carpet One, 2405 Lebanon Pike in Donaldson. That is where you'll find the spectacular showroom, 615-883-3289, BuddyAllenCarpet1.com.
Welcome back into 3HL on 104.5 The Zone. Yes, the sun is still shining on this great Monday, and we are bringing our guy, Chris Lowe of ESPN, right in to bring us shed a little light, a little bit more light on what we saw up there in the orange and white game, Babsy.
Yes.
I was up there in Knoxville. CeeLo, I told him I got a story. I always get a story coming out of Knoxville, but I can't tell it till the 5 o'clock hour. I was kidnapped. CeeLo, at about 12:30 at night. And, yeah.
CeeLo knows all your stories.
Yes, he does.
Don't you, Chris?
He knows quite a bit.
Let's put it this way. I know some of the best stories. Not all of them, but some of the best.
See, this is why Chris Lowe gets all the information, because he can keep a secret.
He can keep a secret. That's right.
That's
CeeLo,
right.
He only gonna let out just enough to keep you intrigued.
Yep.
CeeLo, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing great. It's good to be with you guys. I'm glad to know that you've finally gave Brent some time off.
Yeah.
His back got sore. He kept on carrying us. We had to give him a little time off, CeeLo.
We miss him.
Definitely do. CeeLo, man, coming out of the spring game, man, in overall, just what did you take from it? I was up there, man. The fans. CeeLo, I've been going since 90, not consistently, but since 98. Man, I just can't remember a spring game being like that, CeeLo.
Yeah, it's amazing what happens when you win 11 games. You beat Alabama, you beat Florida, you go to the Orange Bowl, you beat Clemson. The momentum just absolutely is out the roof, and I think that's what's happening with Tennessee football right now. And they see a coach in Josh Heupel and a staff who are playing a brand of football and are recruiting at a high level, and everybody wants hope. They all want to look out there and say, hey, our football program has a chance to be elite. And the landscape's changing. It's changing because of the portal and NIL, yes, but think about this. In 2024, the sport's going to a 12-team playoff. You got Texas and Oklahoma coming to the SEC. So if you're Tennessee and you made the kind of ground they've made up in 2 years under Josh Heupel, and you look in 2 years, 24, 12 teams are going to get a chance at college football's top prize. You don't have to just be in the top 4. You got to be in the top 12. And last year, clearly, Tennessee would have been in that top 12. I mean, they're a bad loss away to South Carolina from being in the top 4 anyway.
Right. So,
yeah, I think the fans can taste it. They can feel it. It's been a long time since Tennessee's been relevant, been a national power. And here they are after just 2 years under Josh Heupel, that they are a top 10 program again.
Let's jump straight into the quarterback controversy that is looming, and a lot of people. And I mean, maybe it's not just quarterback controversy. Maybe it's me hyping it up a little bit.
No, everybody's hyping
everybody's
it up.
hyping it up.
But hey, there are worse problems to have, right?
It is. Looking at the quarterbacks first, CeeLo, you got Nico, you got Joe Milton, but those two wasn't the one that shined the most. Can we get a push for the third stringer?
There's always that spring practice star. You know,
Yes,
it's
Yep.
that guy that's a walk-on or a young guy, maybe a guy who's never been, certainly not a household name, who breaks out and has this big spring game. And you could say that at every game. I mean, it's at every school. There's that guy. Because, hey, what is the number one goal in a spring game? You guys know. What is the absolute number one goal?
Finish healthy.
Well, exactly. Don't get anybody hurt, which is really sort of depressing for Tennessee that the kid got hurt there, the tight end, at the end of the I just broke his collarbone there at the end of the spring there, toward the end anyway.
Yeah.
But not to get anybody hurt, not to show a whole lot. Because all these games are on TV now.
Yep.
I think Tennessee's in a good spot quarterback-wise. Milton's the guy. And I think Nico, Slate, I'm going to put you on the spot. Can you say his last name?
Yes. Iyamaliava.
There you go, man.
I've been practicing,
CeeLo.
You see, I had to pause. I had to say it in my head first, and then I'm able to say it.
You're going to stand at the mirror like for 2 minutes and say it over and over again.
Yes,
Iyamaliava.
That's right.
So,
break it down.
He had a couple throws that were, you can't teach those
Yes.
throws on the run. in tight windows, darts about 25 yards down the field. But Milton's a guy. I mean, Milton would have to just play his way out of the job. But I think it's a perfect situation for Nico to be playing behind a guy like that who's hungry, who's finally getting his shot. Clearly, they have a good rapport. Mm-hmm. And Nico and talking to we had a chance to speak with Josh Heupel last night on the Nation, and he said that the thing he's been most impressed with Nico over above his obvious talent, arm talent, ability to throw the football is the way he's been a sponge and the way he's been willing to be a team guy and soak up everything he could. And that's an age, what's the money these kids make, and clearly he's already been paid a ton of money in the NIL world. A lot of these guys are. Some of them show up on campus entitled. Right. And it doesn't sound like that's the case with Nico. But he wants to learn, he wants to earn whatever he can get. And he's got a guy, Milton, who's been around for a while, he's played at a couple of different schools, who's clearly sees this as his opportunity to play his way into the NFL next year. And they're competing. So I think that was one thing, yes, sort of what stood out spring game. The other is the young talent on this team, and I was not there at the game, but, clearly when you look at this roster, what they're going to have to work with, and it's not where I think Josh Heupel wants to be at, but clearly he's upgraded this roster dramatically over the last couple of years, just in the young talent and their speed and their depth. I think they still need to get better on the back end, but some of the transfers and young guys they brought in, I think they're going to be better in spots that maybe they weren't as good at. Now, losing 2 tackles, the caliber of the guys they lost, including Darnell Wright last year on offense, that's tough. You're not going to nobody's going to step in and be Darnell Wright next year, but they're deep at the running back position. I think their best 3 or 4 receivers didn't even play.
Yeah, yep.
In the spring game. But I just look across the board at the athleticism, the speed, the depth, just overall football ability. And they have more guys that look like and play like they could play at LSU and Georgia and Florida and Alabama than they ever did before.
You mentioned running back Cameron Seldon. What's the word on him?
Well, I mean, you're asking his status going forward, Don, or what exactly?
What is it like coming out of the spring game? Like he showed flashes of, being that guy. I mean, it's like so if you look at it, you needed what I thought Tennessee missed last year, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong. The explosive running back guy. You had guys that could burst for 5 yards, burst for 7 yards, and it's not scared to get between the tackles. But you missed the guy, the pull away guy, like Eric Gray was.
Like the explosive.
I got you now, Don. I think the best thing I could say is yes. I think he is and can be that guy. Is that they've got different types of backs, and Jabari didn't play; he was not going to play. The spring was out, and then Jalen Wright didn't play. You got a guy like Dylan Sampson, who also I think's got the ability to be, whether he's an 8-carry guy or a 15-carry guy, depending on what they need him. And I think Cameron's another guy. When you look at 4 guys that can do different things, and they do different things well, and they can put them in there during different parts of the game. It's nice to have those guys. Rarely do you see anymore in college football one guy who's carrying it 25 times a game. There's just not a lot of Bijan Robinsons out there. You want to do it by committee, and you want to have guys who are all a little bit different, and guys that once you get into the third quarter and the fourth quarter, you're running different guys in there. Maybe their style is a little bit different. There's one guy maybe who's more explosive. One guy maybe can pound you. One guy maybe who's got a little bit more shifty, harder to tackle. And I think Tennessee's got that sort of that cachet, if you will, of running backs that they can throw a couple different guys out you different parts of the game. I mean, listen, make no mistake. We all, and I'm guilty of this too. We all get caught up in the passing game and how many yards hit and threw for, and all the long touchdowns and Tennessee throwing the ball quick. But with Josh Heupel's offense, the core of that offense is being able to run the football and being able to smash in the mouth so they can spread it out and throw the ball and really hurt you down the field. Because if you run the football as successfully as they have the last couple of years, you've got to creep up. You've got to get guys up closer to the line of scrimmage.
Right.
And I think that's the tough thing with this offense is if you don't and you play deep and try to take away the deep game, they're going to pound away for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 yards, and then you're really in trouble.
Chris Lowe with ESPN is with us. Let's talk a little bit about NCAA and the case against former Tennessee coaches, because there's something going on this week, right? A hearing scheduled?
That's right, Dawn, Ron. Tennessee will be up in Cincinnati Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 3-day hearing, appearing before the Committee on Infractions, along with former coach Jeremy Pruitt. It's sort of their day in court. Derek Ansley, former defensive coordinator, is also scheduled to appear. I understand that former AD, former football coach Philip Fulmer will also be a part of Tennessee's representation because he was the AD when everything went down. Remember, when all this went down, Danny White and his athletic administration were not here, nor was Josh Heupel. 18 level 1 violations, which is a serious deal. I think the one that Tennessee contested the most was the failure to monitor, which is it's not the most serious. The most serious is lack of institutional control. Tennessee did not get that charge. Failure to monitor is considered less severe, and usually is basically saying that you didn't monitor your staff, you should have known, you didn't do a good enough job of monitoring your staff. So the big question to me is, I think Tennessee's going to get some more penalties. They've already self-imposed 16 scholarship cuts, 12 2 years ago, 4 last year. 16. 12 2 years ago, 4 last year. I think there will be some more penalties, some more recruiting restrictions, probably some more scholarship cuts. They're going to end up having to pay a fine. The only question is Tennessee going to get a postseason ban? I do not think they will, and here's why. If you go back to the NCAA membership, I think it was last year, they made it very clear that the days of penalizing programs and student athletes who were not involved in the violations, that they didn't want to do that anymore. Well, you go down Tennessee's staff and their roster now, their administration, athletic department, the fact that Tennessee went above and beyond to try to help the NCAA. In fact, hired their own firm who uncovered some other violations, Michael Glaser's group. It's hard for me to believe, given all that Tennessee will get a year of a postseason ban. Now, you never say never, and I think it's important to remember that the NCAA enforcement staff, which Tennessee had been working with and trying to negotiate some type of resolution, which was not the case, is completely different than the Committee on Infractions. It's a completely different group of people, administrators from across the country, other people who were here this case. So, until you go through it, until you know what your penalties are, you never say never. Right now, I wouldn't be surprised if Tennessee gets a postseason ban. Jeremy Pruitt, I think the question with him is, what type of show cause is he going to get? Will it be a multi-year show cause? Will it be a 5-6 year show cause? Remember, some of those other assistants like Brian Niedermeyer and some of the other people, they sort of took their medicine, did not go before the Committee on Infraction, and got multi-year show causes. So what will be Jeremy Pruitt's approach? Will he say, listen, try to help some kids, some parents, did stuff I know I shouldn't have done, gave them some money during a tough time, or will he go more scorched earth? I don't think he'll do that because I know Jeremy Pruitt wants to coach football again. And it's hard for me to believe if he wants to coach football again, he's going to go scorched earth.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I can't wait to see how that's going to play out. I think is it good that Heupel doesn't have to be there? Do you think that's is that Tennessee dodging anything with him being removed, or is it just about the university's representation as far as?
Yeah, Ron, I think there really is no reason for him to be here because he wasn't even here when that happened. Danny White and Tennessee's representation. I think the most interesting thing about the Tennessee party is that Philip Fulmer's going to be there.
Yeah.
Now, it's not that surprising because he was the AD when all this went down. And I think the NCAA clearly wants him there. They want Tennessee there. They want Jeremy Pruitt there. And they're all going to be in the same room. So it's not like Jeremy Pruitt goes in and states his case, and then Tennessee comes in after. I mean, they're all going to be in there together. Right. You know, so if Pruitt says this, or Tennessee's party says that, you have a chance to sort of answer before the committee on infractions. So
is this live streamed anywhere, CeeLo?
Great question.
Play in the room, maybe put some cameras up.
Yeah.
I'll watch that. It'd be good sort of reality TV.
Oh my gosh, I would love to watch this. So I'm curious. This is kind of a broader, big picture question. But you mentioned Tennessee kind of self-imposing the scholarship restrictions over the last 2 years already. How much does NIL kind of affect or change that like normal kind of penalty that the NCAA has given out in the past? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a great question, Dawn, because what Jeremy Pruitt has been accused of, and in some cases admitted to doing, is all basically legal now.
Yeah.
You know, in fact, what you looked at the dollar figures that were allegedly given out to players. I mean, there are guys now making way more than that in NIL money. Now, you know, quote unquote, it wasn't legal when he did it, which all is sort of. I mean, I see both sides of the argument. I see Jeremy Pruitt's side of the argument. Now, he knew at the time that what he was doing. He says, "Hey, I was trying to help families, trying to help moms who couldn't pay their light bill, etc." But the dollar figures then versus what are being paid now, I don't think it helped Tennessee any, and I don't know that it's going to really show up in what kind of penalties they get. But I don't think it helped Tennessee at all that it was publicized the way it was. That Nico got as much as he did in NIL money even before he got to school at Tennessee. Now. That's going on all across the country because it's such a gray area. You know, there's no rules, there's no structure, no guidelines. I don't think that was something that the NCAA looked upon as being good when Tennessee was already under investigation. I don't necessarily think it will play a role in what Tennessee gets. I'll end with this. You know, there are people that all over the map on this, what's going to happen, what's not going to happen. If Tennessee were to get hammered and got a year of a postseason ban, first thing would happen, they would appeal and maybe even sue. Okay? Yeah. But if that happens, with the way Tennessee has basically just said, okay, come in, we're an open book, we'll show you everything we got, we've done our own investigation, we fired everybody, we clean house, the NCAA has been on record as saying Tennessee's sort of been a model for how you have to do this if you have violations. If after all that, Tennessee gets put on a year's probation or years of postseason ban, I can promise you that no school ever again will do anything to help the NCAA when they have violations. Yeah. In fact, they will do everything they can to block it.
Yeah.
This will be a test case in my mind going forward, how schools will act, how proactive they will be when they have issues. Because if Tennessee does indeed get a postseason ban, everybody across the country is going to say, see, Tennessee sort of fell on the sword. You know, you had Dundee Plowman saying what she did, the chancellor, they brought them all in, and they still got hammered. So why should we go over and beyond to help the NCAA in the future?
That is a great point, CeeLo. That's a great point. I mean, because NCAA's power at this point is teetering anyway. Right. So, yeah, that's a really good point. So, real quick, CeeLo, just because, you know, I like to, you know, put the kind of gasoline on the fire. So, if Jeremy Pruitt does not get a show cause and can coach, will he be on Alabama's staff?
Oh, there'd be a lot of people interested. Jeremy Pruitt's a heck of a defensive football coach, and his track record speaks for itself. I mean, he was part of a national championship staff at Florida State, at Alabama. I think had he not had these issues, I think he would definitely be on Alabama staff right now. We're just going to have to wait and see how much he gets hammered. Most people think he's going to get a show cause, maybe a multi-year show cause. I think there are other factors too. Does he get? Let's say the NCAA also could say, all right, if you go somewhere, you're going to have a 3-game suspension or a 5-game suspension or a 10-game suspension that's tacked onto a show cause, which says you can't recruit off campus, on campus, etc. There's all sorts of layers to a show cause. I think it just depends on how harsh his penalties are because absolutely there will be people across college football, if he were not to get any show cause, which again I think that's probably not going to happen. I think he will get one. That again his track record is people are going to bring him in because he's such a good defensive football coach, and he would certainly get a shot. So we'll see. I think Jeremy obviously has legal representation. It will be interesting to see what his approach is. Does he just sort of say, hey, yeah, I agree I did this, this, and this. I don't agree that I did this, this, and that. But I do know this. I've talked to Jeremy, not recently, but I've talked to Jeremy in the past, and I know for a fact that he wants to keep coaching. He would like to coach football again. And if you just completely go scorched earth and make it a sort of a witch hunt, there's going to be a lot of people out there who probably would not want to bring it back. And I think his legal team, you don't pay your legal team and not listen to them. I'm sure Jeremy's listened will listen very intently to what his legal team tells him.
Is Donnie Tyndall still on his show cause?
I don't know. It was a long one. I think so.
I think he is. I think he still has another year left.
Last year, got one more year. Probably
yeah.
Not.
What the heck?
What, you get like a 10-year show cause?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, crazy.
And I know you guys got to go. The inconsistency, and I'm not defending Donnie Tyndall so much, but the inconsistency over the years of the NCAA about what penalties they levy against what school, what coach is absolutely asinine, which is why a year or 2 years from now, I don't even know what the NCAA is going to look like, will it exist. It's just crazy because that's what drives fan bases, coaches, administrations absolutely bonkers, is that you never can look at one case and compare it to another in terms of what penalty schools get.
Yep, no doubt. Crazy.
Spot on, CeeLo.
I mean, that's just crazy. Jeremy Pruitt's going to be coaching again. Donnie Tyndall's still on his show cause.
What's longer? Donnie Tyndall's show cause, or how many more payments the Mets have to make to Bobby Bonilla?
Oh, they tit for tat right now, man.
Yep.
Tyndall, because of that, Tyndall may get an extension. It might extend his show clause. Hey, CeeLo.
Good stuff, CeeLo. Appreciate you. Have a good Monday.
Sure thing. See you guys.
There you go, Chris Lowe. Catch all his work, ESPN.com. He's the best. Listen to him, too. He knows.
Yes, he does.
He knows people. People tell him things. He'll drop the knowledge for you.
To your point, you want to gaslight the SEC and gaslight that air quotation rivalry between Tennessee and Alabama. Don't give them a long show clause and let them go get back on.
Let them go ahead and jump back on that staff.
Oh, boy.
It's so funny because I know we have to break, but Chris Lowe's talking about, Jeremy Pruitt. He's a phenomenal defensive coach, this and that. Like, there's a lot of people that are going to want him. But in my mind, I just hear all the negative from the players that played under him, from just like the coaches, so it's hard to look at him right now, just knowing the behind the scenes stuff that we've heard over the last, couple of years. It's hard to sit there and look at him and be like, he's a defensive genius, like put him back on his staff.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
That's funny.
Absolutely right, Babsy.
Anyway, all right, let's take a quick break. We'll, hey, you want to discuss that?
I do.
Okay.
We do too.
615-737-1045. We'll also get Ron Slay's take on the orange and white game and Nico. Give us a call, 615-737-1045. This is 3HL on 1045 The Zone.
Yes, indeed. The sun is out, and it's shining, and it's only going to get warmer from here, people.
Yes.
It's only going to get warmer from here. If you haven't tapped in with SpringHillAC.com, then we probably got to do something a little different. If we got to come pick it outside your office, if we got to be hiding in your passenger seat and just scare you when you get in your car to let you know, get Spring Hill AC. That's right. And then we'll leave. We'll leave respectfully, but you got to do it, man. Do it for the benefit of your home. Do it for the benefit of your kids and your pets, man. Everybody want to be cool.
Do it for the benefit of your pocketbook because right now, if you need a new unit, Spring Hill Heating and Cooling has you covered. You can get a new air unit today and you don't have to pay for it until September of 2024. Now, that is my kind of payment plan right there. That's 2 summers, basically, of having a perfectly cool home and not having to pay for it. You can save money and pay it off in 2 years. There you go. Spring Hill Heating and Cooling. Go to springhillac.com to check it out. And proud partner, Slay.
Rude Pro Partner and
Yes.
Mitsubishi Diamond Contractor. That's right, Babsy. You hit it on the head. Call them.
Hey, it's Kayla Anderson from 104.5 The Zone's morning show. Ramon, Kayla, and Will, and I am a proud participant in this year's Visionaries of the Year campaign for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, and I have a special friend with me now. Olivia, you are battling this as we speak, and I know that treatments, they're not easy, right? And Dare to Dream, that's a campaign that is pushing for safer treatments for younger people just like you. How old are you? 10 years old, and it's not easy going through this. Can you talk about what it's been like?
It's been just really hard with all the needles, treatment, medicine, all that.
Yeah, and this is something that you are going to win. You're going to win this battle, but we need all the help we can get to get the education out there. Our Dare to Dream campaign for, again, safer use in some of the things that are being done with the treatment. So Olivia, we always appreciate your time and we are proud of you. You are going to continue this fight and you can always donate. Every dollar counts. Just click on that QR code at the top of Zone TV, or you can just visit the Zone's website at 1045thezone.com.
Welcome back into 3HL on 104.5 The Zone. You are rocking out with Babsy and Big Slay today. Jay Smiley behind the glass. You just heard from Chris Lowe breaking down a little orange and white. Yeah, a little cool Mo D right there. Okay, Smiley. What's the Wild Wild West? Why are you saying that, Smiley? Why you play that? What was your what made you go for that song selection?
Jeremy Pruitt.
Absolutely. The Tennessee upcoming, all that stuff. It's coming to the Wild Wild West out here, man.
That's right. Little cash in a McDonald's bag. And Jeremy Pruitt back recruiting for Alabama.
Yeah, buddy.
Maybe.
Yeah.
By the way, that's not happening yet.
It's just a maybe beside it.
It just will.
Asterisk.
It will.
But, yes, it will.
Yeah.
But, Babsy, this is a thing. He pointed out, and we can get into it later when we cover a little bit more orange and white. And Babsy gave you guys the number. We got a guy on the line right now, Ty. We're going to get straight to you. But he also pointed out that in this situation, the ball was dropped and Tennessee can't, like NCAA is teetering on a line.
Mm-hmm.
And you have an opportunity right here to pick a side and say, all right, we'll do what's right, or we can flex our muscles again and lose everybody in college sports. And I don't think it's a horrible idea, Babsy.
Especially right now.
So you want to go to Ty, Babsy?
So I think Tennessee will be okay.
Yeah. All right, Ty, you orange and white game. You want to hit on and talk to us, brother? How you doing?
What's going on, Ron?
What up, baby?
What's up, man? This Ty, man. This Travis friend, man. It was.
Okay. We had a good time on the rooftop, man.
Yeah, man. People don't know, man. Ron Snake got another job, man. He's a DJ.
They put me in charge. See, they put me in charge of DJ.
No. Was that this weekend?
That was this weekend.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Yeah. I can't confirm. I can't confirm or deny if he was fried or not.
Well, I can confirm, and I wasn't even there.
Yeah, but speaking of the orange and white game, man, I like what I see, man. I think we're gonna be all right this year, man. I think Nico, he looking all right. He gonna be a good second, man.
Yes.
A good second quarterback.
Yeah.
Backup.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's gonna be a good backup. Yeah.
For Joe?
I agree with you.
Yeah, I think Milton gonna be number one. I think Milton's number one. Milton is gonna have to play himself out of that position. I don't see Nico taking it from him. Not from this what I've seen in the spring.
I agree with you.
But I mean, if something happens to Joe and he goes down or something, I'm confident in Nico. He looks good. Only thing I want to see him do, and he'll probably do before August, is put some more weight on.
Mm-hmm. He got a slender frame right now. You're absolutely right.
Yeah,
Tom,
yeah.
What'd you think about that crowd up here? I've been trying to, paint the picture for the people.
Man, that was first time I took my wife up there. First time she had been to anything, a stadium football, anything.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, "Is this how it is?" I like, "This is not even this is half of it."
Yeah.
And she was, this thing is full on game day. She's like, "This is ridiculous."
For a scrimmage.
Yeah. Man, it was crazy. I thought there's more people here now than probably the Titans stadium hold.
Yeah. That's a good point. That's a good point. Good comparison right there. Yeah, no doubt. Appreciate the time, man.
All right, man. Talk to you, Slay.
All right, baby.
Yeah. Hi, I'm glad you got to experience Ron Slay's DJ.
So the DJ had to leave.
Oh, you really did take over.
I really did take over. So I had to sub in, but don't worry, at the 5 o'clock hour, y'all will get a couple of Slay stories. Yeah.
I can
we'll keep you intrigued.
Okay, so we just heard Ty's take on kind of just, big picture of what you see. So I want your take. Obviously, you were, behind the scenes and get to talk to people, and you and Ramon get lots of intel and inside information. So 4 o'clock hour coming up. I want your take on orange and white game, and then we'll also hit on Jalen Hurts.
Cha-ching.
Got paid.
Mm-hmm.
Talk a little bit about that deal and how much Lamar Jackson needs an agent.
Yeah.
That's coming up. 3HL, our 4 o'clock hour is next. Yep, there you go. You just heard about Greg Cosell, who, is an expert at watching the film. Well, how about an expert at estate planning, probate administration stuff, and maybe you have some tax issues, tax resolutions. If you are a small business here in this area, you need to listen up because we all know tax issues can happen. And the expert, the law offices of Charles Frazier. Charles Frazier can help you out. After graduation, he actually worked for the IRS as an agent. So, of course, he has this inside perspective on how the IRS approaches tax audits, and he's able to use that knowledge to help out his clients. Visit Frazier.law. You can hear it for yourself. And by the way, you want to see some testimonials from satisfied clients? Yeah. Go check out Frazier.law because, man, there are so many people that have benefited from Charles Frazier's expertise and what he can do to help you. By the way, he's a local guy, graduated from Austin Peay State University, attended the University of Tennessee's College of Law, and earned his degree there. His focus is tax resolution. And, there are business owners that come in and his direction is showing them that they can resolve the issues on their own. And then for others, his expert services are required, and he's there for you. Schedule your consultation with the law offices of Charles Frazier right now, and you are going to speak to Attorney Frazier. Call him, 615-510-4000. You can visit them online, Frazier.law. Again, that is 615-510-4000. Let the law offices of Charles Frazier help you out.
Welcome back in to 3XL on 104.5 The Zone.
Fire 'em up.
Home. We got it fired up, Babs. The sun's
Let's
out.
go.
Guns out. Maybe I need to cut the sleeves off this shirt.
Okay.
Oh, it's okay. So not
Oh,
that
wait,
far.
you can just take it off. That's what you do
right,
nowadays.
Babsy. That's right, Babsy. Yep, I'm giving y'all to after the draft to get everything.
Oh, here we go. This is your intro.
Nice.
This is your 4 o'clock intro.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, come May, no more shirts in studio, baby. No more shirts in studio. If it's not a tank top, it's shirtless. Now,
let me go ahead and tell you that I will be in a shirt in studio. Just saying.
I mean, we'll give you a pass, Babs. We'll give you a pass. But everybody else, no shirts in studio. I'm done with it. If you got a button down on, I need 4 buttons unbuttoned at the top. And let's get it on.
Oh, great. So Mayor's about to be like chest hair coming out.
Yeah. You know, Austin Powers.
By the way, I obviously saw all your pictures from Knoxville this weekend. Was everybody like, dang, you lost so much weight?
Babsy. So the conversation, man, it was so much. And I know it. I know I done lost some weight, but man, to have people coming up and asking me, hey, man, what you doing, man? Like, we had a...
Were you like, damn, was I that big?
Yes. Yes, Babsy. That's what I walked away thinking, like, yeah, Lee, y'all, wait a minute now. Why'd y'all let me get this big then? First of all, we had a 20-minute consultation up on the rooftop after.
Really?
With my football guys, they're like, man, I just need to lose about 15, man. I need to lose about 20. I'm like, dude, you can do it. You know what I mean? Awaken 180, dog. Tap in with them. So... You know, we ought to see some guys, you know, but it was funny, man. It was so funny to run into people. I got to go down to the basketball.
Right. I was going to say they had recruits, and I'm sure they had you,
you know, I had to come
say
down
hi.
there, say what's up to a couple parents, a couple players. They're in a good space. You know, they're in a good space, and it's always good to hear feedback of what you thought when you saw me on TV, too. You know what I mean? So I was like, so that was really good. Getting to talk to the coaches, players.
I mean, the pictures, Slay, I'm like, there's an awesome picture of you and Lil Ron, your son.
Yeah.
And I'm like, good Lord. Yeah. Like, you look like his brother, all slim and fit and, you know?
Yeah, it felt good, man, out there doing all that walking.
Yeah.
My biggest takeaway, though, orange and white game, Babsy, when you look at the guys, like, the optics are different. Forget
from
the play,
what they were 3-4 years ago.
Like it's not even close. See, so last year and the year before, you started to see guys sprinkled in like, oh man, he looked like maybe he can go play at Georgia. Or Alabama.
That looks like an SEC player.
You know what I'm saying? Now it's all of them. The guys that I was able to stand there with one of the coaches and talk, me and Ramon, and we were looking and they were pointing out guys like, hey man, dude right there, surefire pro. Like, it's not even a question. He just got to understand the speed, the communication of the game, be able to transfer all that energy that we're giving them to the field. But they pointed out at least, and I'm not exaggerating, 7 guys that wasn't even dressed that they were saying those are pros. These are guys that not even stepping on the field for spring game. Yeah.
Young.
I'm like, whoa.
Like early enrollees?
Yeah, early enrollees and guys that they kind of held out because maybe a tweaked ankle or something like that. But you walk away from it like, oh, okay, we're in a good space. And then you look at the girth and how wide these guys are. Like, that's what the line, the trenches is supposed to look like.
Why you got to use that word?
Girth?
Yeah.
What's another word?
I don't know, but I hate that word.
Like,
yes.
Okay, look how wide body they are.
Yes.
Okay, there we go. Yeah. So look at that. I'm like, man.
Smiley's with me.
Okay, yeah. My bad. All right, I got y'all. I got it together. But then you look at them, and I always like to work my way up on a guy. Once you see the head, then I go straight down to see what their calves and stuff look like.
Okay.
Babsy, man, the legs on these dudes, they in there working. Like, I ain't saying it's gonna be there tomorrow, but down the road, if this is the trajectory of recruiting, they're in a really, really, really good space.
Well, I remember this goes to my whole Jeremy Pruitt, like, memories of him. Like, I remember him sitting in coaches' meetings saying, well, we just don't fill up our britches. You know? Like that's what the roster looked like 3 years ago.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
So it's different now.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to tell you this.
Now that doesn't mean it's going to translate onto the field. You can have the most athletic team ever.
Look at Texas A&M.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah. You can have all the 5 stars you want that don't translate into football.
That's right.
Athleticism.
That's
but
right.
yeah.
But it's that, Babsy. And I even look at, like, man, you got guys that walk around and the aura that they give off is the way they walk. Like, dude look like a nasty football player. Spraggins. Like, them dude, anytime you a big guy and when your shoulders go back a little bit, Babsy, it's like you leaning back, but you really standing straight up, and you got a wobble up top when you walk, and your arms don't really touch the sides of you. Them the guys I want. And that's the guys they got up there. Like, they
never heard that description before.
I'm telling you, Babs. And the way they talk, like, we had one of the coaches call a couple of them over there. He was like, hey, man, this is my young fella. I want him to meet you. They're like, hey, how you doing, sir? You know, I'm like, hey, man, first of all, I don't do no sir. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
that's
give me
good.
That. Yeah, that is good. But it was like, man, dude, y'all look good out here. He said, yeah, man, we just taking spots out here. I'm like, oh, it's competition all the time, huh? So that right there, I'm like, all right.
It's going to make everybody better.
Yeah, I love it, man. I love it. Then Joe Milton, Nico, you know what you were going to get out of there. Selden was the guy that stood out to me, man.
I was going to say, because a couple of Tennessee fans have mentioned Cameron Selden. We asked Lowe about him. Running back, freshman, just kind of talk about what you saw from him, because it looks like that position is all of a sudden deep.
Yes, it is. And that's what they need, you know, especially going fast. You need guys, fresh bodies in there, and can go multiple plays. This guy run around 6'2", 215. 6'2", 215, 220. Running back. Switch from receiver. So it's going to take a minute for him to get the speed, the patience for holes to open up. But the good thing about it, like you saw on the touchdown run, when that hole does open up, he is gone.
He can hit it.
Yeah, and he has a second gear. So he got the gear to get through the hole, and then when everybody's converging on him, converting on him, he out of there. He gone. They can run away from him. So I think that's one thing that was missing. You didn't get to see Sampson and those guys, but Selden was a bright spot.
What do we don't know his speed.
No, we don't.
Yeah.
I'll have to find out.
We'll find out, yeah.
Another guy, he didn't get to play, one of the top 4 receivers that didn't get to play, Dante Thornton, the transfer from Oregon.
Yep.
Babs is 6'5",
yeah.
He looks it. I mean, he looks it.
Is he thin?
He's perfect size. It's kind of like not as slim as Jalen Hyde, but not as big as Cedric Tillman or Brew McCoy. So he like kind of right smack dead in the middle. Yeah, and he didn't got time to grow. But him, I saw Brew in the training room. Just, I mean, like, dude ain't supposed to be playing receiver, man. He's supposed to be playing tight end or something, man. I'm telling you. Like, it's different. Then Ramel Keaton and then Squirrel White. You got 4 guys right there that didn't even play. And you could tell, too, that the chemistry is built. That's why Gaston Moore, the third-string quarterback.
That team.
There you go. And Nico and Joe Milton looked like they were a little bit off because of their guys that they usually work with wasn't playing.
Weren't on there.
Yeah, so that's
okay.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
It was some good stuff, Babs.
Well, the what is it? The orange and white caravan.
Yeah, the big orange.
Big orange caravan. That's what it is.
Wednesday.
Yes. In town on Wednesday. We will be live there at Nissan Stadium. And so we'll be able to chat with Coach Heupel, I'm assuming.
Yeah, we have a Coach Heupel. Coach Barnes should be there. Kelly should be there.
Should be fun.
Yeah, it should be fun. We'll miss Danny White because he got to go handle the investigation stuff, the trial and all that with the NCAA.
It's kind of important.
Yeah, but when he said, hey, man, I won't be able to be there. I'll be at the one in Memphis, but I won't be able to be there. I said, oh, you going to do us like that for Memphis? He was like, well, I do got the trial. I got to go take care of it.
Were you like, what? Yep.
Yeah, that's all right.
Don't want to bring it up.
Go handle it. But Chancellor Plowman, man, all of them listen to us. That's the funny thing, especially with Plowman. She said, I follow y'all clips and everything from my station. So salute to them, man. Much love. We appreciate it. So
I love it.
It's going to be fun Wednesday.
All right, perfect. Looking forward to it. Let's talk Jalen Hurts coming up next. How about it?
No one like Gerf. I'm sorry, y'all. My bad. I couldn't think of that.
Thank you, Laura.
I'm gonna think of some more.
Get some new words there. Also, Anthony Richardson allegedly in town meeting with the Titans. We'll talk about all that coming up. This is 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
What's happening, people? Listen, man, I told y'all, and if you listen to 3HL, we just talked about the orange and white game. And after the game, man, it's always like a family reunion. You know, you get together. Even though I didn't play football, I feel like I'm an honorary football player. You know what I'm saying? So I'm up there on the rooftop talking to my guys. You got Al Wilson, Big Fred Weary, Eric Westmoreland, David Moore. All these guys, man, Vol legends, man. And all of them keep on asking the same thing. Dude, how much weight have you lost? I'm like, man, golly, did I lose that much? And you know what? The answer is yeah, because I'm telling y'all, I'm walking by the mirror, I'm seeing it on my own, man. Awaken 180. That's what I told him. I was like, I'm not on no diet. I'm not on no pills, not on none of that. I'm on Awaken 180. I'm still eating 2 to 4 times every 2 hours. Every 2 to 4 hours, I'm making sure I'm eating. You see me when you're on the show on Zone TV, checking me out, and it's all working, man. You can do the exact same thing. Awaken 180 Weight Loss, the long-term solution for weight loss. Schedule your consultation by calling 844-346-1800. That's 844-346-1800 or online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Ticket Surf and Landscape Supply, these are the guys that can help get your lawn looking better than anybody's in the neighborhood. And that's what, hey, we're all competitive, right? Get it done. I got Trey Hartz that can help you out right now. Digging Surf and Landscape Supply. Trey, what's up? How are you?
Hey, bro, that's it, man. That's the name of the game, right? Everybody wants to have the boys over on a Saturday and throw some stuff on the grill. And we want people to say, hey, man, what'd you do with your grass? How'd you get it looking like this? Because I'm telling you, it's not as far-fetched as you might think with Digging Turf and Landscape Supply. We make it easy on you, man. It's not hard. Just follow the turf plan. Something that's been around for a long time. Want to make sure that we have the best lawn in the neighborhood. And you can do that. One simple step, once a month, can get that lawn looking A1. And I'm not out here pushing dreams on you, man. I promise that works. It's great. It's going to be green, going to be weed-free. It's exactly what we want. Enough about the grass. We love the grass, but it is the right time of year. If you're looking to upgrade that lawn mowing machine, look no further than Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply. Looking at the rebate sheet, it's a new month. A lot of great rebates out on a ton of different models from Toro, Ferris, Snapper, Right Standard, doing a lot of really good things. So maybe it's time to get that old mower put up and get a new one. And at Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply, we can help you. Whether you have a small lot, maybe a 0.3 of an acre, you have a big field somewhere that you need to get mowed, that is no problem, or anything in between, we can get you taken care of. Stop at Diggins Turf and Landscape Supply. Give us a shot on it. Conveniently located all over Middle Tennessee. Got locations in Nashville, Cool Springs, Hendersonville, Murfreesboro, Bellevue, Broomer Lawnmower, Mount Juliet, and Franklin. Open up at 7, closing at 4:30 Monday through Friday, 8 to 12 on Saturdays. If you can't get a hold of us, check us out online, DickinsSupply.com.
We are. Welcome to 3HL 1045 The Zone. We are on your airwaves and we're taking you home. It's almost time for you to get off work, but until you do,
we're running this town.
That's right. That's right. Today, tonight,
I love this
tomorrow,
song.
Day before, all of that. Make sure you join in with us on Zone TV, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
That is right. Got to hit that up, 615-737-1045. We got some guests in town today. Well, a guest in Anthony Richardson, AR-15, quarterback, meeting with the Titans, part of the 30-day visit. He comes in.
Did you see Bryce Young also canceled all of his other meetings?
Oh, he's done.
Anything? Yeah, he's like, I'm good. I'm good.
Y'all know I'm going.
Tom Pelissaro said he's already met with the Panthers and the Texans.
I was like,
so he's like, peace.
Yeah, I am. I'm cool.
I ain't falling.
I ain't going nowhere, y'all.
So he's not falling, but apparently CJ Stroud is plummeting.
Wow.
Plummeting right now.
Now, why is that, Babsy?
Well, I know we said we were going to talk about Jalen Hurts' contract, which we will.
We're going to get to that.
In this hour. But Adam Schefter just dropping bombs on TV again. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is the bomb that he dropped about, 20 minutes ago?
Okay, let's tap into this.
Well, listen, we think that Anthony Richardson is a fascinating prospect, but so is this entire prospect. Dan, you mentioned the run on quarterbacks, but let me ask everybody this. What if the run on quarterbacks gets a little bit delayed? What if it's a little bit later to start than people thought? We've been hearing about quarterbacks going 1, 2, 3, 4. That's not going to happen, I don't believe, in this draft. And what would happen if and when we've seen Carolina make the move up right away for a quarterback at 1, but we haven't seen anybody trade up to 2 when Houston's open to listening. We haven't seen anybody trade up to number 3 because you know what? I think Indianapolis thinks there's a real chance right now that they could sit right where they are at 4 and get potentially the second quarterback in this draft. There's a chance we might not see a quarterback go at 2 or even 3, and there might not be a team that trades up because the value in that isn't what we thought it would be. So Indianapolis may be sitting there with its pick in the litter, Anthony Richardson or Will Levis or C.J. Stroud. That could happen. That's a possibility right now.
I'll bet you $10
Stroud might be there
at
at
a
4.
very nice steakhouse that two quarterbacks go in the first 4 picks. There's no question about it. I bet you $10. This is what I'll say.
Oh.
Well, okay, but yeah, he's like, hold on. Well, because he's saying, yeah, if Indianapolis is there, but his point, and this is a huge conversation to have because we started to have this on Friday. We had it.
Yep.
We talked to a lot of you guys, Titans fans, but this is a monster conversation for your Tennessee Titans, if that's the case.
Yep.
I think it's known, right? Bryce Young is going at 1.
Right.
He's off the board. He canceled all his other visits. Now he has met with Houston and Carolina.
He wouldn't go past 2.
Right. But he's done. He's gone.
Out of there. Yep.
So initially the talk was that CJ Stroud is the next quarterback, that he's going to go to, right? That surely the Texans are going to take him. He is plummeting on draft boards now.
Wow.
Now, this is the talk. We don't know what the reality is, but the talk is that CJ Stroud is falling. Because initially, kind of my take was, hey, listen, if CJ Stroud is available at 3 and on your board, that can be your franchise guy. If you're the Titans, don't you go up and get him?
That was the question.
Because initially, I'm like, hell yes, you go get CJ Stroud. If he's there at 3, move up, get him. Then you're almost a year ahead of schedule. As far as quarterbacks, right? If that's your franchise guy, you believe in him. Well, now, so we always talk about the Wonderlic, right?
Yes.
And you remember all the talk about Vince Young's Wonderlic score and the debacle that was that and everything. Well, there is also this test called the S2.
Okay. Now, what is the S2, Babs?
I'm talking like I know. This is just what I have researched over the time that this has started to really become a thing.
Right.
Like I think I heard about it like 2 years ago maybe is when I started hearing, but they've been doing it forever.
Right.
So it is a test that measures an athlete's cognitive skill set, basically breaking down their decision-making process.
Right.
So it doesn't involve IQ. It's not an IQ test. It doesn't test any kind of intelligence, so to speak. It is simply a way to test cognitive skills for quarterbacks. Like,
read and react.
Can you read something quickly? Can you make a decision quickly? Are you confident in your the cognitive side of decision making, not like, hey, are you intelligent? Yeah. We always say this, right? Like one of my best friends, brilliant, terrible test taker.
Yeah.
Like
it happens.
Bombed her SAT, and ACT back in the day, like got waitlisted at Auburn, had to like take 8 million classes to try and score better, but yet in the classroom, she's a 4.0.
Right.
She's fine. She's super successful now, all of that. Just could not take tests.
Right.
Like, so this is like another avenue to kind of test an athlete outside of the Wonderlic, IQ, that kind of thing. Yeah. Well, apparently CJ Stroud has not performed well on this. And this is Lance Zierlein that has come out with this, that it's kind of like spread everywhere now.
I wonder who let this up. Which team he took this for that let this up. Because it's not the league giving the test.
No. Like somebody has let or like the S2, right? Hey, check out our business model. It's changing things.
That too.
I don't know.
Yep.
So Lance Zierlein has a podcast. And this was, I actually saw this about a week ago, I think. Or maybe it was this weekend. I can't tell. I can't remember. Like time. Right.
That's okay.
But it made me pause. As a Titans fan, when we talk so much about moving up to 3, and would Titans fans be comfortable with that and happy with that? You move up to 3 to get CJ Stroud if he's there. And then I hear this audio from Lance Zierlein and all the talk about S2, and it makes you pause. Listen.
I know that the rumors around the league, the rumors that I have heard is that CJ Stroud did not score great on this S2. And there are a lot of teams, and I don't know if the Texans are one of them, to be honest with you. There are a lot of teams who highly value the S2 test because it's a processing test, it's a decision making. We had the guy on from yesterday, right? So it has been predictive. The very best quarterbacks, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, those are 3 guys who have scored very high on S2. Brock Purdy was the highest scorer last year, and he did well. Now, he's also on a very quarterback-friendly scheme.
Right. Yeah.
Now, the question is asked of those guys, has anyone ever become a good quarterback who scored low? The answer over the last 7 years so far has been no. No one has. And the rumor is that I've heard, not through teams, but through other sources, is that C.J. Stroud's number is pretty low.
Oh.
Wow.
He said not from teams, from other sources.
So the S2 people letting it out.
Who knows?
Or agents doing backroom deals and getting the information and letting it out. So, okay.
That's the thing. Because Coach Mack always talks about it too, and it's the season of lies.
Yep.
Like, who knows?
Yep.
It's that guy has short arms.
Right. Right.
This is where we are right now. But it's fascinating.
And plus, with the history to go behind it, him saying, has anyone who failed this test ever had a productive career in the NFL? No.
And the answer is no.
That's
Although I don't think it goes back. Like the Wonderlic, you can go back and get
way back.
Way back.
Yeah.
I mean,
might go get your name.
Yes. The Wonderlic goes back forever. So apparently this is more of,
I wish we
shaking
had
off mistakes and, it kind of tests that.
That's interesting.
So what's your thought on that then?
My thoughts are I'm not on the side of these tests making my picks for me, because being able to go through that process, I know how iffy it can be and what they do to chop you down as a player. And you got.
Did you have to take any kind of?
We took the Wonderlic.
You took the Wonderlic?
Yep, I just can't remember
for basketball.
Yep,
okay,
I'm gonna have to ask Coach Peterson. He made all us take it the summer going into my He got the job in the spring. We had to take it to summer going into my junior year, his first year there. He made us all made all us take it. So it'll be interesting. I'm gonna find out if he remembers or can recall what I made or find out what I made, and I'll get back with y'all on that. But yeah, I don't like that. Man, the draft process is a sketchy business, man. Sketchy business, because you can go into a situation knowing exactly what's going to happen, get a curveball thrown, and that follow you for the next 2 visits, regardless of where you go and how much they like you. And at the end of the day, the person that put that out on you could be the team that draft you, because they want to get you in a better spot or don't want somebody else to reach up and grab you as well.
It's very possible.
So,
well, and the talk, like Albert Breer put it, is one of the ones who put it out there about Bryce Young's off the charts S2 score, which doesn't surprise any of us.
Right.
Right?
And I also want to know,
you watch that kid play and his decision making and all of that, and his frame and still ability to have that success. Like, that's not surprising. I think they said he made a 98. I think it's on a 100 scale or something.
Yeah, so that lets you know.
Right.
But at the same time, Babsy, you look at it and you ask, who's administering these tests? Like, or do you have to take, like, why wouldn't you turn this test down?
I forget. Well, why would you if it can help you?
But it
because
can hurt you.
Yeah,
you know,
but most of them
yourself.
probably think that it will help them.
True.
Right? If you're good, because it's not an IQ test.
Right.
It's strictly a cognitive test. I remember Vanderbilt football doing something like this too.
Really?
Yeah, I'll have to ask.
See, Vandy trying to trick people. I know they trying to trick some people up.
What? Because it's just because you have to be wicked smart to even go there.
That's right. I know what they tricks are. But outside of that, no.
Yeah.
So
somebody asked if Peyton Manning took this test. I don't think it went back that far. I need to find out. Smiley, can you find out when the S2 really came about?
That'd be good.
Yeah, I think it's like. I don't remember it past like 2 or 3 years ago, but I could be wrong.
Okay.
I don't know. I'll text somebody and find out.
What do you feel, Babsy? Like okay, so say he trickles down.
I think it's really concerning. I think the S2 talk and possible numbers and whatever else, and now Adam Schefter out there reporting that there's not going to be a run on quarterbacks. Bryce Young is going to go 1, and then it could be to 4 where you're open
the Colts
for the second, right? Colts at 4 for the second best quarterback in the draft, which he didn't say was CJ Stroud in his conversation. But I think where there's smoke, there's fire, right?
I believe so. I just also believe.
And so that is concerning with CJ Stroud.
I think these quarterbacks don't last. What is this? Bryce with Carolina. Texans need a quarterback.
They need it. You're picking second in the draft.
Cards are the only
you
one
can't
that don't
tell
need a
me.
Yeah, you're not going to get Will Anderson or somebody. I'll be shocked. You don't go get a quarterback.
I mean, if they don't go get a quarterback, they don't feel like any of these guys are franchise-worthy quarterbacks.
Well,
do you think that there's only one franchise-worthy quarterback in this draft, and it's Bryce Young? I find that hard to believe.
I don't want to be the homer.
You're a homer. You and Mayer. Hendon Hooker.
I think he got a 10, 12-year career.
I don't know if I'm not there yet.
If they think Will Levis is up there, then I'm most definitely.
I don't think Will Levis is up there.
Well, okay, I'll give pushback. I will say this, man.
I have been sold on CJ Stroud, and now I'm questioning being sold on CJ Stroud.
Let me tell you this. Me and Savage were able to talk to Hendon Hooker and his pops for a nice amount of time up in the suite when the game was pretty much out of hand and we just sitting there rapping. That man now getting picked. That man getting picked, Babsy. He's impressive.
Well, yeah.
It's like he walked through. You could tell he is his age.
Right.
So
mature.
Yeah. So to the point where I don't know if it was Coach Mack or Gordy B that said, like, why wouldn't you want a mature guy leading in your locker room or learning to get ready to lead your locker room, why would you want a 21-year-old? And you can have a guy that's 25 and seasoned and ready to roll, knowing that where the rules are set in place.
As long as his skill set is that.
That's what I'm saying. So,
and that's my concern. And I know
you don't
people
think his skill set is there.
Well, I just don't know. I don't know because
you don't believe what you saw.
I also,
I
take the history of him as a player too. Like, it's not like he walked in and was a top draft pick.
No, but he developed into one and he never relinquished it.
I know.
Was at any point when
Caleb Williams is
without question
walk in top draft pick.
Without question.
Drake May,
Without
I had
question.
a buddy who worked the Carolina spring game, right? Like Drake May, true freshman last year.
Yeah.
Like he's a he's a top draft pick.
Yeah,
you know what
question.
I mean?
Yep.
Not the case with Hendon Hooker. And I understand that it can be that way. It wasn't the case with Patrick Mahomes. Shoot, you didn't even know Patrick Mahomes would be what he is. So I totally get that. But that causes me hesitation. It makes me step back. And also, I live in a town where,
That's a lot.
There's a whole lot of Hendon Hooker is going to be the best quarterback out of this draft.
I've never said that. I've never said that.
Mayor said that.
Yes, Mayor lived by that.
He's dying on the Hendon Hooker hill.
He's bearing that.
And
cross.
I hope he's right because
Yeah,
I adore that kid.
Yeah, great
love
kid.
that guy.
Yep.
But so that causes me pause. And I think that this is a lot of people, there's a lot of other people out there, their thoughts on it too. And then also you always question, okay, this is a Josh Heupel offense that is, catered for success for your quarterback, that your quarterback can have success a little bit easier in this offense because it is tempo, it's catch the defense off guard, it's go fast, and I understand you still have to make plays and you still have to make those throws, and we saw Hendon Hooker make a lot of those throws. Can he run an NFL kind of style offense? And everybody that's sitting here that's like, oh, but look at like the transition and how the NFL is transitioning to that kind of offense. Yes, it is, but not at that level. Not at that run-in, what do they run?
Yeah, but
100 plays a game and a play every 2 seconds or something.
Before 10 seconds, they out of there. Yeah.
Right. I think, So that's my whole point with him as a quarterback. I just don't know. And then on top of it, add in the fact that he's coming back from a torn ACL, which I know it's an ACL.
Understandable.
And nowadays, that's like a sprained ankle.
Now let me pose this question again. Him being a franchise guy has nothing with him being a guy taken in the first 20 picks.
Well, but if you take a quarterback in the first 20 picks.
Do you think he's not going to be taken in the first 20? I'm going to argue he will be.
You think he will be?
Yeah.
Well, shoot, you just talked to him. You probably know better than I do.
And I don't know. But I'm just saying, as far as talking to him, I just can't see how you walk into one of these 32 teams facility, have a conversation with him, that polished, and this is without the football talk.
I know, but that is my whole thing.
So I'm adding in.
Like you can fall in love with the guy and the leader and the person. Marcus Mariota.
Right.
Perfect example. You can fall in love with the guy and the leader and whatever, but guess what? It's not all there on the field.
Guess what? You can't fool them when you get them behind the closed doors. I'm just talking about on the surface.
Yeah.
But when you get behind them closed doors, he ain't going to fool them people. We'll know. I just think, man, It look
and
mighty
I
fine
know
to me.
there's some special leaders
Mighty fine to me
out there, and he's going to be one of them no matter what he ends up doing, whether it's football or whatever. Like there's some special people, and he's one of them.
If you got those three guys fall to 11, what are you doing?
You're saying Levis, Richardson
or Hooker.
Hendon Hooker. And the Titans have met with all three of them.
Yep. What are you doing? This is 3HL. We'll be right back.
Man, these are fun conversations, though. Don't you love the NFL draft? Oh, I love it. If you want to jump in on these fun conversations and tell us what you think. Hey, if you're a Hendon Hooker fan and a Tennessee homer, come on, call in 615-737-1045. Definitely want to hear from you. What if you could be credit card debt free in 10 days and I don't know, save as much as $1,000 a month? How about that? Loan Pronto's all-new Express Equity Line of Credit program. Exactly what you need because you don't have to do a full home refi. You can just grab a portion of the equity you have, enjoy that super low monthly payments. Boom. Loan Pronto's Express Equity Credit Line closes in 7 to 10 days as well. $50,000 loan will only cost you around $400 a month. Use the money to pay off your high-interest credit cards or do a home improvement project. Access up to 90% of your home's equity, and 9 out of 10 of you homeowners, you won't even need an appraisal to do it. And that's even if you just did a total refi recently. Stop the madness. Get rid of those redonkulous interest fees from credit card companies. Call Loan Pronto today and right now. 615-499-5780. LoanPronto.com, 615-499-5780. Ask about their amazing VA loan program as well. They love their vets. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval.
What's happening? Welcome back into 3HL 104.5 The Zone. We are rocking and rolling, baby. 10 days away from the draft, and we're knocking at the door of it. We're giving you everything you're looking for. Who you want?
We're giving you all the S2 info and everything. By the way, we got some callers on the line. We will get to you if you want in on the draft conversation. Yes. We are 10 days away. I cannot believe it's only 10 days. Yep. 615-737-1045. Also, Jimmy Wyatt with TennesseeTitans.com. We'll have him on tomorrow, but he does his kind of like every couple of days goes through and grabs like mock drafts from some of the top analysts out there and goes through, finds them, picks who they all have the Titans picking at 11th, and then publishes it. So today, this morning, he did his latest tour of mock drafts, like 10 days here out. And a majority of the analysts do have the Titans picking an offensive lineman. I think, 14 times?
14 times, Babsy. 5 for Paris Johnson, 2 for Darnell Wright, 3 for Broderick Jones, 4 for Peter Skoronski.
Okay.
There you go.
So a majority of them go in that direction.
But
10 of them go in the quarterback direction, which actually 10 out of 35 is actually a pretty high percentage, don't you think? And some of them have the Titans trading up to go get a quarterback. Yeah. We won't dig into the weeds on that. But 6 analysts have the Titans taking Anthony Richardson, who is meeting with the team today. 4 analysts have the Titans taking Will Levis, who met with the team last week.
Yeah.
10 analysts out of 35 in this mock draft have the Titans taking a quarterback.
And see, this being done all with information that C.J. Stroud thinking that he would be gone.
Right.
So what if he
does that change it? If C.J. Stroud is sitting there at 4,
you think that everybody else
sitting there at 3, do you move up to go get C.J. Stroud? 1, so you think he's your franchise quarterback, the future of your franchise.
Right.
And 2, so your AFC South.
Yeah.
Colts.
Don't get him.
Don't get him too.
Yep. So you got a decision to make. You got 2 things to think about. Your history, your future of your franchise, along with stalling the future of the Indianapolis Colts, who you want to play night in and night out. So,
and it all comes down to if Rand Carthon and Mike Vrabel and that entire staff thinks that C.J. Stroud is, what he was rumored to be like 3 weeks ago.
Okay, we're counting about no S2, Babsy. S2.
I'm telling
S2
you.
S2.
By the way, if you missed the S2 conversation, apparently C.J. Stroud's S2 score is not good, according to Albert Breer and Lance Zierlein. Yep. And the highest S2 score last year was Brock Purdy. You saw what he was able to do with limited athletic skills.
That's right.
Right?
Yep. And came back to bite them when they got to the big games, him not being able to get it downfield. But let me ask you this, Babsy. You want to take a call or you want to run this back at the 5 o'clock hour? You want to let Jeremy hop in?
So it's forfeited. Well, sorry, Smiley. We're going to do to you what we do to Hunk. Let's take one caller and then we'll get the rest of the 5 o'clock hour.
Jeremy, what's happening, brother? You're on 3HL. What you got, man?
Man, how y'all doing? Love the show.
Appreciate it, man.
Hey, 2 quick questions and I'll hop off, man.
Okay.
1 is, are you going to be at the Big Orange Caravan tomorrow? And 2 is, has there ever been any quarterbacks that played terrible in college that had a good, career in the NFL? Because Levis and Richardson are both trash. But anyway, love it all behind.
Jeremy, appreciate that, man.
Thanks, Jeremy.
The Big Orange Caravan is Wednesday.
It's Wednesday, not tomorrow.
Yeah, so don't you go out there tomorrow, Jeremy. You'll be out there by yourself.
Is that right? Are we right?
Maybe we wrong.
It is Wednesday.
Okay.
It is Wednesday. Right. I was going to say my bad.
I'm like, we definitely could be wrong.
And Jeremy,
I don't know where I'm going until day of.
Yeah, we'll be out there, though, for sure. Yeah, so come swing through and holler at us, man. You know, it is what it is. We're taking pictures. We're doing it all, man. Kissing babies if need to.
Come say hi to us.
Yeah, come on,
and the other question is, there ever been a quarterback that played terrible in college and did good in the NFL. Let's talk about that coming up after the 5 o'clock hour. Tweet us if you have any at 3HL1045 at somebody said if they played terrible in college, how are they going to get drafted? Maybe the question is not played terrible in college, but had a bad year or had some bad. Well, Patrick Mahomes. I mean, Texas Tech didn't win. I mean, he was legit in college. Don't get me wrong, but they didn't win. What was their record his senior year?
5-7, I want to say.
Yeah.
7-5, somewhere in there.
Yeah. They might have gone to a bowl game, but I mean, anyway. All right, we'll talk about that. 5 o'clock hour coming up. Stick around. 3HL 1045 The Zone. Everything is changing so fast these days. That's a great thing, but I don't know. A little while back, it was tough to get video to load on your, desktop computer.
That's right, Babs.
You didn't do everything on your phone and your internet like we used to. There is the Xfinity 10G network right now, though, and this is what that means. Xfinity means fast internet with even faster speeds, rolling out every day. And it means internet that can power an entire house full of devices all at once with ultra low lag. My household loves that and needs that. We got a 3-year-old. We got to put the kids shows on from YouTube. We got to do all that. And then we got an 11-year-old that likes to play those video games where you can talk to each other on them and play with his friends that live in, 2 towns over. So I feel ya. While one person streams a movie from their room, the 11-year-old can play video games in the basement. The next generation 10G network only from Xfinity is awesome. The future starts now. And now through April 23rd, couple more days here. If you're a new customer, get 200 megabit Xfinity internet during their limited time Xfinity 10G network launch celebration. $25 a month for 2 years with no annual contract required. You get Wi-Fi equipment included. Go to Xfinity.com/10G. Call 1-800-XFINITY. Visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Taxes and fees extra after promo. Regular rates apply to internet service and devices. Actual speeds vary.
You spend valuable time thinking about which bets to place each week, so why wouldn't you want the best company in the business to be the one who handles those bets? Superbook Sports, the most trusted name in Las Vegas. And it's live right here in Tennessee for all of your sports wagering needs. Superbook has a team of dedicated odds makers behind the counter in Las Vegas, setting all of their prices. We're talking about guys with decades of experience showing you why Superbook has the best odds around. And right now, you can look ahead. We got playoffs rolling now, and you can bet on who you think will take home the titles. You can also watch after the show, only for you, from Superbook, guys. So download the Superbook Sports app or visit superbook.com to wager and win today. Visit superbook.com for terms and conditions. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-889-9789.
Good afternoon from the Superbook.com sports desk. I'm Lucas Panzica. There is a new highest paid man in the National Football League. It is Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts, who agreed to terms on a 5-year, $255 million contract extension with over $179 million in guaranteed money. Another contract extension, a little more local, in East Tennessee. Tennessee women's basketball coach Kelly Harper agreed to an extension through the 2027-28 season in a release by the program. Back-to-back Sweet 16s in the last 2 years for the Lady Vols. Phase 1 of Titans OTA starts today, all voluntary for the first 2 weeks. Titans also hosting Florida quarterback prospect Anthony Richardson today for a top 30 visit. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Guy, right?
Welcome back into 3HL on 104.5 The Zone, baby. We are getting into it in this 5 o'clock hour, 10 days away from the draft. And it's beautiful and sunny outside, Babsy, in the Music City.
Gorgeous day.
That's right. And that right there is the one and only Miss Babsy.
Happy Monday to you. Let's start this week off right. If you were in Knoxville for the Orange-White game, you probably saw my co-host, my partner in crime over here, DJing and kissing babies and who knows what. He's Ron Slay.
I'm in the building.
This kind.
I heard you didn't have a roof this weekend.
Yeah, I can confirm. I ain't even gonna confirm or deny. I'm gonna confirm it. I had no roof. The roof was nowhere to be in sight. Wished I had one, and I couldn't find it. Maybe I've been rolling too long without a roof, so I was just out here kind of lonely with no roof.
You just got swept up in the amazing crowd that
exactly what it
was the Orange and White game.
Babs, usually I'm able to walk away from Orange and White games and go with the attitude, oh, man, it was a spring game. You know, I remember 2 years ago, I didn't go last year. 2 years ago I went, and it was kind of invite only at that time because it was still in COVID and things of that nature. And it was one of the fields after leaving the game, we were like, hey, man, what y'all doing tonight, man? What you doing, man? What y'all doing? Man, we might go out, might go grab something to eat or something. And it was kind of, that was that, you know, and everybody kind of went their separate way, went on to the crib. This time was totally different. It was, hey, man, we meeting at the rooftop. We going to have this going on. It's invite only. Man, let's all meet up there. Let's have a day. You know what I mean? And everybody brought their bottle and, woo, yes, indeed.
It was busy.
Oh, it was busy, Babsy. But
all you VFLs.
And we stayed out. Like, the game was over early.
Yeah.
So by 6 o'clock, yeah, it didn't have a spring feel. It had a game feel. And then it happened to be some kind of festival going on in Knoxville. So
it was like crazy busy.
Yeah. Then you had other sports taking advantage of the spring game because it was such a big deal. Basketball had recruits in. Baseball was on the road, but you still felt track. Like it was everything that I didn't know a spring game was. You know what I'm saying? So
yep.
it was fun though. It was
good.
Good reunion.
See,
good reunion.
Telling you, it's all better when
you gotta win.
When Tennessee is good and Tennessee wins. So, watching, we are a little over a week away from the draft, and
just a tank.
Anthony Richardson is in town today, met with the Titans or is meeting with the Titans. That report is out there. He'll meet with the Falcons and the Ravens later this week. A lot of talk about CJ Stroud falling big time on draft boards, and Adam Schefter today saying that, there's all this talk that, it's going to be quarterback 1, 2, who knows, maybe 3, 4. And he was like, no, not going to happen. Basically, the one given is Bryce Young is going 1. And now there is talk, Lance Zierlein and Albert Breer kind of releasing some S2 scores, which S2 is a newer test that measures an athlete's cognitive skill set. So it's not an IQ test. It's different from the Wonderlic. They give it to quarterbacks. It basically measures 9 different cognitive skills, like breaking down your decision-making, how fast you recover after a mistake, that kind of thing. And allegedly, CJ Stroud's S2 score was not good. Bryce Young's was like 98 out of 100. That's the report out there. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Which doesn't surprise anybody that's watched him play.
Right.
But apparently CJ Stroud's was not good. Like Joe Burrows, Patrick Mahomes, great scores.
Yeah.
Brock Purdy had the highest S2 score last year.
And he was he Mr. Irrelevant this year?
Yep. Last pick of the draft.
Yep.
So,
I mean,
take what it is. But, and maybe this is all talk to get CJ Stroud to fall.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yep. Could be.
Maybe this is the Colts.
Yeah, they say it's the season of lies. So, I mean, hey, we all here
we don't
for it.
know.
No, we don't. We don't have no idea. But it is here upon us, and we got to get into the talk. So if you want to join in, you got also Zone TV. You can get in there in the chat and have a good time with people on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
615-737-1045 is the number, Babsy.
Hey, real quick, before Dr. C, we're coming to you. But before we do that, somebody had said, was there ever a quarterback that was bad in college that made it to the NFL? And our chat came through for us, and there's actually quite a couple of former Tennessee Vols.
Oh, ain't this something?
Nathan Peterman.
Hey.
What a perfect example. Nathan Peterman. And then somebody said Jarrett Garantano is currently on an NFL roster.
Didn't he finish at Washington?
I don't know.
Or somewhere?
Who knows?
Just saying. But yeah, we claim him. We'll claim
you know, I always think of JG when he fought through. His offensive line finally gave him like a tad bit of protection, and Tennessee beat Auburn in the Jeremy Pruitt area. And I worked that game and interviewed JG after that. Yep.
Did you?
That's I always remember him then because he was so emotional.
Stained
because
in
it was
your memory.
tough, man.
Yeah.
It was a tough run at Tennessee for
Yes, it was.
Garantano. It really was.
Yes, it was. Yes,
I mean, that's a lot for a kid to handle, the pressure of that and the hate and the. Oh,
it's a lot. It's a lot to play that
so
position.
that was a huge win over Auburn, and got to witness it firsthand.
You're welcome, Babs.
Hey, Tennessee fans like to remind me of that one often on Twitter.
We listen. We got to get to Dr. C. We're gonna get to you on the line. Let us get to you after the break, Dr. C. Just hold on.
Oh, you putting Dr. C on?
That's my guy. We're gonna get to him.
Okay.
I also got to mention the NBA playoffs have taken off, and man, it's a lot of injuries taking place. Giannis is out with a back contusion, if I'm not mistaken. Ja Morant may miss game 2. It's in jeopardy because of the hand injury. Tyler Hero for the Miami Heat, he broke his hand. He's out. So a lot of injuries taking place, man. Lakers up 1-0 on the Grizz. I said we'll be able to get Brevin Knight on sometime this week. We have to see how this series plays out. We can get him on. But, hey, man, it's live, and you know the parlay will be coming up, so you need to pay attention to the end of the show and make sure that you lock in with me on Superbook.
We also need the Ron Slay kidnapping story from Knoxville. That's coming up in the 5:45 segment, too. So you don't want to miss that either. 3HL 1045 The Zone. Mother's Day. It's right around the corner. Slay. You better get on it.
It's all year long, Babsy.
Yeah, it is. Every day's Mother's Day in our house. But, you got to jump in and make sure that your mom is taken care of extra special on Mother's Day, or maybe your wife or your sister or one of your friends, it doesn't matter. A lot of mamas out there that you know, and a Moment's Peace Salon and Day Spa is where you need to go to make sure that they are taken care of. May 14th, by the way, is Mother's Day. And the deal with a Moment's Peace Salon and Day Spa, and this is one thing that I absolutely love about them. Speaking of, I got to go get a tan. Before I got to put on a strapless dress here this week for an event. They have that there. A Moment's Peace Salon and Day Spa, sunless tanning. I just reminded myself they have at least 10 different services all under one roof. Massages and manicures, pedicures, sunless tanning, like I said, waxing. They do spa parties too, by the way. Bachelorette party, maybe you need one of those, or a work party or a girls' day. A Moment's Peace Salon and Day Spa can handle it. Skincare, facials. There's a hair salon there. They do makeup. I'm telling you, they've got you covered. And they do gift cards that you can print directly from their website. Makes it real easy for Mother's Day. 24/7 on their website, amomentspeace.com. Maybe you want to go bigger and make it really special. Call them and let them help you out for Mother's Day. 615-224-0770. If you have those special requests, and you can always stop by for personal service. A Moment's Peace Salon and Day Spa in Cool Springs at the intersection of Carruthers Parkway and Bakers Bridge Avenue.
Brentwood Jewelry, BrentwoodJewelry.com. Now, the location is it's real simple. 7012 Church Street East. Everybody remembers that. It's located in the heart of Brentwood, just off Franklin Road. And if you don't remember it, once you go there and visit them, I promise you will remember it by heart. You'll know exactly how to get there. Great memory, because they will not let you down. I'm talking about for engagements, whether it be watches, whether it be repairs, does not matter. It's exceptional style, exceptional deals, and it happens every single day. So it doesn't matter the day you go in there. But if as far as the hours go, well, then you may need to know. Tuesday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. and on Saturdays 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Closed on Sunday and Monday, so you got to get in there during the week when you know they're open, and they won't let you down. Like, Mother's Day is coming up. You just heard a little bit about that. Go get your massage in, jump over there to Brentwood Jewelry, and go get you some diamonds for Mom. That can always go right. A watch, whatever it may be. Don't let her down. Don't let yourself down. Get somebody behind you that you can stand by. That is what Brentwood Jewelry is. BrentwoodJewelry.com. Exceptional style, exceptional deals every day for over 50 years.
Hey, it's Kayla Anderson from 104.5, The Zone's morning show. Ramon, Kayla, and Will, and I am a proud participant in this year's Visionaries of the Year campaign for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, and it is my privilege to be sitting here with Olivia. She is going through this battle right now at 10 years old. I know it has not been easy for you. You've been going through treatments and continue to. Why is it so very important for people to donate?
So we can get easier treatment options, and it will help the research of leukemia and lymphoma.
Yeah, and this is such a strong young lady, and every little bit will help. Like she said, the Dare to Dream campaign for safer treatments. This is not a disease that discriminates. It hits all ages. We've seen athletes that are dealing with that right now as we speak. But Olivia right here, she's going to win this battle, and we are here to help. So you can easily donate. Every dollar counts. Just click on that QR code at the top of Zone TV. You can just also go to 1045thezone.com.
Welcome back into 3HL on 104.5 The Zone, people. We are counting down to the draft, man. It is getting very, very close, and it is upon us. And people are talking about C.J. Stroud sliding and not being there, one of the second or maybe not even a third quarterback taken. Could be real, real interesting. The Titans have had conversations in 30-day, 30-day
visits?
Visits, that's right. Thank you, baby.
No, not 30-day visits.
I mean, like
you do this every time.
What's it called, man?
30 visits.
A 30 visit, yeah.
They're top 30 visits.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, dude, that's why.
Slay's been like, they're 30 days. 30 dayers.
I got the 30-day visits, man. They got to get them in. So they've had Anthony Richardson, Hendon Hooker, and Will Levis in.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go.
As far as quarterbacks. Which
go.
Bryce Young canceled all of his other team interviews, meetings.
Yeah, no need for him to meet with anybody outside.
Nope, he's like, I'm out. Thank you. Great.
Yep.
I'm going number one.
Yep. Schefter came out with some information that was. Do we want to play that now?
Yeah, just play it again.
Play that real quick for us, Smiley, and then we'll come to you, Dr. C, on the line and get your take, what you think the Titans should do going with this NFL draft.
Well, listen, we think that Anthony Richardson is a fascinating prospect, but so is this entire prospect. Dan, you mentioned the run on quarterbacks, but let me ask everybody this. What if the run on quarterbacks gets a little bit delayed? What if it's a little bit later to start than people thought? We've been hearing about quarterbacks going 1, 2, 3, 4. That's not going to happen, I don't believe, in this draft. And what would happen if and when we've seen Carolina make the move up right away for a quarterback at 1, but we haven't seen anybody trade up to 2 when Houston's open to listening? We haven't seen anybody trade up to number 3 because you know what? I think Indianapolis thinks there's a real chance right now that they could sit right where they are at 4 and get potentially the second quarterback in this draft.
There you go.
Who is Irsay fooling? That's what I want to know. Is it Schefter? Is he messaging Schefter in order to try to fool him? Now, I know Adam is always on it, man, but now, come on. If it's Irsay saying we're going to be able to sit right there, then I'm going to be in question when his number comes through my phone during the during the draft. Like, come on, Irsay. Are you serious right now?
Irsay is a fool.
Man, every bit of it, Pat.
Did you see his tweet yesterday?
Yes.
Like, what in the world?
Just trying to be relevant. Babs.
He said this is what his tweet said. For the 23 draft, this included pictures, by the way. For the 23 draft, we have many options with the number 4 pick. We could stay put, we could take a quarterback, or trade up and take a quarterback, or trade down and maybe take a quarterback, or not. All option on the table, but we like our position.
Yep.
Fire up. Like, really, dude? Nice tweet.
He like his position.
He just wasted 10 seconds of our life.
Thank you, Irsay. We appreciate you.
Fool. What are the pictures, by the way? So it's Will Levis, C.J. Stroud, Anthony Richardson, Bryce Young. You ain't getting Bryce Young.
You're never getting Bryce Young. Forget about it.
But nice try.
Yeah, sound good.
Fool.
Let's go. Listen, the number for you to weigh in is 615-737-1045. The chat is active. There's a lot of conversation going on in there. YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
Dr. C been patiently on hold. What's up, Dr. C? What you thinking, brother?
You hear me okay?
We got you, baby.
Okay, Don almost cracked me up and made me lose my thought process about Irsay. That's enough said about that. I consider it an honor to speak with you all in the greater Nashville listening audience. And I will not come on this broadcast without recognizing the many gentlemen and Don and Kayla, telling you how I was selected, not elected, that's the vote, but I was selected by the more than 200,000 listeners to tell you all how much we enjoy the broadcast and appreciate all of you for your knowledge and thoughts and sharing with the listeners.
Thanks,
nothing happens without Hunk and Lucas as well.
Yeah.
Now, as the men and women in our Congress often say, I reclaim my time to make a few comments briefly. Some of my thoughts were prepared last week when the guys were talking about, number one, the Evolve for Life, Albert Haynesworth, if he had stayed with the Titans, he would be, without question, the greatest defensive player in the history of the game. Number two, you were asking if the Titans should draft or sign OBJ in the offseason, and I have just two questions for him. I would say, now, Mr. Odell Beckham Jr., have you ever lined up at left tackle? He would say yes or no. I would say, will you be willing to line up at left tackle for the Titans? If he says yes to either one or two, then I say, okay, let's sign on the dotted line. Pro Football Focus says that our offensive line last season ranked just ahead of air. And we know that you can run through air pretty easy. So our line was ranked number 32 out of 32 teams. We came in just ahead of air. 8 days ago, we celebrated Easter, and I am a believer, and the believers know that Jesus could walk on water. Now, if we put Jesus at quarterback behind the Titans' offensive line last season, and he dropped back and was in a passing position looking downfield for a receiver, if he can stand on land, on his feet, not on water, but on his feet, 3.5 to 4 seconds, and standing upright behind that offensive line from last season, then we would have to add that to his list of the many miracles that he performed. Point in fact, I've heard you say this, Big Ron. I agree. Point in fact, the Titans' first-round pick has to be the best offensive lineman on the board. And I say that with possibly one exception. Not for certain, but maybe one. And you say, why? Well, 5 years from now, from today, people would be asking, Bryce who? CJ who? Will who? Anthony Richardson is the best quarterback prospect, has a high ceiling, and he will be a franchise quarterback. And thank you all for listening to me while I close out. Bye.
All right.
Man, appreciate
Thanks,
that, Dr. C. That was thorough.
He's so
right there.
formal.
Yeah, I love it, man. I love it. Jay Smiley giving you a hand clap, standing ovation for Dr. C. Al Haynesworth could have been the best D tackle if he stayed with the Titans. OBJ.
I don't disagree with that one.
Yeah, especially in
it would have depended on Big Al's effort level.
Yeah, but they had the guys around.
If he got paid, what? But there's a lot of talk. We talked to Albert about it at that live show about how he was just not utilized correctly once he got to DC.
Yep, and it was a situation he could not leave that money on the table.
Right.
No, especially
never. Are you kidding me?
The OBJ, would he be able to play the tackle?
Did you write all this down?
Yes,
I saw you writing over there.
PFF coming in 32nd right before air. We beat out air for offensive production, and Jesus playing quarterback. So we covered
basically
it right now.
Only Jesus could play quarterback behind that offensive line last year, which led him into the Titans need to pick a lineman.
Yes, and I totally agree with it. I've been on that hill since the beginning because you're nothing without the guys in the trenches. Even with Dr. C pointing out AR-15 could be the best quarterback prospect in this draft. And being a franchise
you're
guy.
not supposed to call him that anymore. He can't go by that nickname anymore.
Oh, okay. Anthony Richardson. Since Anthony Richardson, you're right. Since Anthony Richardson he's thought to be the best prospect in this draft as far as quarterbacks go. He's nothing without having somebody block for him. And you'll never be able to get to his potential or tap into it if you were to put him behind this line.
I'm not sold on him either.
I'm not either.
I'm
but
definitely not sold on him.
Talent-wise, without question. It's there.
No, not talent-wise.
Potential.
But what you want to say is athleticism.
Yes.
Because there's no one better in this draft.
Freakish. So that right
but
there.
we can't
close it up.
Combine we can't mix in the athleticism with the football part of
because
it. You know what I mean?
It's separate. Let's go to
imagine if you have Anthony Richardson athleticism in Brock Purdy's game kind of.
No.
Can we just combine people? Can we just combine people?
They have this word out that it's a lab for that. Like people are doing.
Word out is that
stuff
that's
like
all
this.
fake.
Yeah, maybe at Area 51 they may be making a quarterback that we won't be able to turn our heads and see again. Ali's on the line, Ohio State guy.
You want to talk about quarterbacks,
let's
maybe?
Hear what Ali got to say about C.J. Stroud and him slipping on this S2. What you got, Ali? What's up, brother?
What's up, guys? How are y'all?
Good.
All right. So, C.J. Stroud, I have one concern with him. He has every single tool. His throws are legit. He's mobile. He looks good. But he can't win the big game. At Ohio State, you got to beat the School of North. And he did it. You got to win Big Ten championships. And he did it. So, my concern is if C.J. Stroud, drops, I don't want the Titans to go get him because, hey, if you can't win the big game at Ohio State with Marvin Harrison Jr. and all those first-round receivers, you're not going to be good in the pros if you're not going to have those kind of talent. You know what I mean?
Okay, but do you put that on Ryan Day, though?
No.
Do you put it on
Stroud,
C.J. Stroud's performances?
Yes. As the quarterback of Ohio State, every quarterback before him, we never lost to Michigan twice in a row. We didn't lose. We won Big Ten championship till C.J. Stroud got there. So, I mean, that's a quarterback in this league. You got to have that chip on your shoulder. You got to be that guy. So I don't know if he's him.
Why don't Ohio State quarterbacks pan out in the NFL?
It's because the system that they run at Columbus, they don't usually work out in the NFL. Like, with the exception of Justin Fields. Justin Fields.
Well, but that's jury's still out, right?
Yeah, he's still running for his life.
Yeah. Yeah. True.
Yes.
Yeah, so
be interesting to see
as a Buckeye, stay away from C.J. Stroud.
But you being a Titans fan, though, Ali, what would you...
What do you want?
We ain't heard from you.
I know, it's been a while.
This year,
all right. So, honestly, I would trade down, get Hendon Hooker in the late in the first round, let him sit this year, learn from Tanny, get healthy, and give him the realms next year. But I would go quarterback. I mean, get Hendon Hooker. We need a quarterback of the future because you, as Tannehill, as your quarterback, you're not gonna be bad enough next year to get Drake or Caleb Williams. You're going to be in the middle. So might as well trade down, get more capital, fill the offensive line in the second or third round, and get Hendon where you have that fifth-year option where if he sits on the bench for 1 year, he's still not going to cost you a lot for the next 4 years, if that makes sense.
Gotcha. Appreciate that, Ali, man.
There you go, Ali.
Good call right there, bro.
Yeah, good to hear from you.
I'm still torn where Titans fans are because of, you know where they are.
No, but I just wanted to hit on this Stroud thing.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Yeah.
Because I know Ali is an Ohio State fan, and I know that this is a common topic with Ohio State fans, that he can't beat Michigan, whatever. C.J. Stroud did not play bad against Michigan. I mean, you could put it on Ryan Day, you can put it on coaching, you can do all that, but I mean,
how long has Ryan?
I want to say his. Hold on. You go ahead. Let me look up his completion percentage against.
Okay. My whole thing is I was just looking at if you have Titans fans take a poll.
68%.
68%.
4 touchdowns.
I mean,
I don't think you can put it on him.
I think they couldn't stop Michigan that game, wouldn't it? I could be wrong, but
which one? Because there were 2 of them. Sorry, Ohio State fans.
I mean,
all right.
You got Ryan Day out here. What is he? He's 45-6. 45-6, man. Is the Big Ten weak? He's just not able to win the big game as a coach because it can't be just the quarterback. You can't just put all this on the quarterback. Can't put this on the quarterback. I mean, all right. Well, interesting to know. I just want to know where the Titans fans wanting to head. We know it's not quarterback because no one can agree on the quarterback. If that was the case, we'd have a 4-headed quarterback. We would have Levis, Richardson, Stroud, and Bryce Young all wrapped in one, just wearing one head. So we can't have that. That's why I'm more so on the offensive line. An 8 to 10 year starter at offensive line being a foundational piece. That's what you, especially, we know. I ain't gonna say we know, but I'm under the assumption that the game plan is not changing. because King Henry will still be there. So you know what you got going into the next year. And like what Ali did point out is they're not going to lose. They're not going to have – they don't lose like they did last year outside of the injuries. So once again, the injuries come back to bite you. If the Titans are not injured and they're healthy with a little bit of luck going into the playoffs, this is a whole different conversation.
Right, because then you have a healthy Traylon Burks.
Right.
You have a healthy Kyle Phillips.
Right.
What does he bring?
Exactly. Tannehill's healthy.
You put them with
Lawan's healthy. Like it's like, and I know ifs and fields.
and
I know
you
what they
put
like.
them with Chig and the other pieces that you feel better about. But Dupree's a little bit healthier, and then defensively, it's different.
Yeah. So I mean, like that's the biggest thing to me. I'm banking on health moving forward.
Well, something has to change within the Titans. I don't know if they're pushing guys too much. I don't know what it is. But it just can't be that bad luck 2 years in a row.
Right.
Like, and I am sure Vrabes and that staff is evaluating and looking into why.
Yeah.
Is it lack of preseason conditioning? What is it? Because you heard Big Jeff when he was on our show saying, I hated not being able to practice during the week, but Coach Vrabel was very good with him about you got to step away to try and stay healthy to be available.
Yep. I mean, you spot on. I mean,
so what's missing there? What's the problem?
Well, I know one thing that was a problem was me trying to get back to my hotel on Saturday night after leaving the rooftop.
Is this story going to replace mine when my hotel was like right in front of me and I called an Uber because I couldn't find it?
No, it shouldn't. No, it shouldn't. I kind of
It's totally replacing
I kind of
mine.
escaped. I kind of jumped out of the car.
Oh, yeah. That story's next.
What's happening, people? Yes, Superbook. You spend valuable time thinking about which bets to place each week. Well, do no more. You can just depend on Big Slay. You need to tune in to 3HL, and I'll give you a rundown of who I'm going to roll with. Yes, the parlay is back working, baby, and the NBA is thriving, and I am picking winners. Yeah, hit a big parlay this weekend, but don't even worry about that. Just know that at the end of this show, right here on Zone TV, you got to be on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, or Twitch. That's right. And you will be able to get the parlay and know exactly what I'm rolling with. You need to tap in. First and foremost, this is going to give you time. Go and download Superbook Sports app and visit superbook.com. Then you'll be able to go on and create a profile, start wagering with your boy Big Slay. Visit superbook.com for terms and conditions. Gambling problem, call 1-800-889-9789. You know the motto, especially during this time, during the summertime, when I'm doing the research, book it.
Come to Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. That's where you need to go to get that next new vehicle, car, truck, SUV, Jeep, whatever you need. They're going to be able to help you out there, and they'll do it without putting any pressure on you at all. They simply want you in the right vehicle for you. That's it. So go take your test drive, ask your questions. They'll have your answers for you. Go inside. They will help make the numbers work, and it'll be that easy. Check them out online, GuptonMotors.com. The entire inventory is there. All of the dealership information is there as well. Jeep season is upon us. They've got a great selection of Jeeps for you to peruse on the lot. 3450 Tom Austin Highway is the address in beautiful Springfield, Tennessee, about 30 minutes from downtown Nashville. Take 24 west toward Clarksville, exit 35, about 9 miles outside the city, and then a straight shot into Springfield. Again, the best vehicle buying experience you will ever have. We have done multiple shows up there and watched it go down, and it's always fun. I've bought multiple vehicles from these guys, and it's always fun. They're awesome people. The service department is incredible, and you are going to love it. Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram.
Welcome back into 3HL on 104.5 The Zone. Yes, indeed. We rocking and rolling with you. Me and Babsy, Big Slay, and Jay Smiley behind the glass. Thank you for tuning in with us today. Babsy, we got something that we didn't hit on, man, and I'm thinking it's something kind of big, like a big old bag.
Yeah.
That someone, they secured.
Mr. Hurts.
Yes, secured the bag.
Yeah, how about it? Congrats to Jalen Hurts, man. You want to talk about a wonderful example of like betting on yourself, working hard, busting your butt, making sure you have every opportunity. There you go, man.
Yeah.
5-year, $255 million extension.
Gosh.
$179.3 million in total guarantees. His $110 million guaranteed at signing is third behind Deshaun Watson, which is that $230 million debacle that all the owners are like, that's not real life. Don't use that as a this is what the market is.
Debacle.
Yeah. And then Russell Wilson's $124 million. That one has turned out great.
Man, what are you going to do, Deshaun? I mean, not Deshaun, Lamar?
I know. You should have hired an agent. By the way, you saw Jalen Hurts has been intentional at hiring women.
Yes.
As his kind of like big-time support staff, PR,
agent,
all of
everything.
it.
Yep.
Yeah, so his agent is a bad A woman.
Yeah, and it's trickled down to other situations for her. I think the D tackle for them, golly.
Signed with her?
Yeah, Quinnen Williams.
Williams, yeah.
Yeah, I believe he signed with her as well. So
Nice.
it's just, it's snowballing for us. So congrats on that, man.
Yep.
Women making it happen. That's big time. We had something else to hit on, baby.
I don't know. His deal, it'll come back to
crazy.
bite him later, I'm sure.
And he had a
But this is where the quarterback market is right now.
And he had a no cut clause in his contract.
Yeah.
That's big time. Wow. No cut with guaranteed money like that. Good gracious, boy. You got to trust in him. You got to trust in him.
I mean, something's.
That's serious.
This is the quarterback market now.
Yeah. That's so serious.
You better find your franchise quarterback in the draft and
Better.
win with them while they're on their rookie deal.
Absolutely.
Just saying.
Absolutely.
Jay Smiley let us know. Remember how we talked about the most hated fan base?
Oh, yeah. There you go. I knew there was something else.
So Jay Smiley let us know the finals are going on right now.
Who would
And
be in
no
the
surprise
finals,
to anybody, the University of Tennessee Volunteers fan base
Standing up.
is in the finals.
Loud and proud. Way to go, Vols.
Yes.
Get out there and vote, baby.
Vol Twitter is unbeaten.
That's right.
Smiley, who else? Who are they going against?
It is the University of Texas Longhorns.
Oh, UT versus UT. How
Horns down.
appropriate.
Hold on, let me get on there.
Is
Horns
this?
down this real quick. Commissioner Sank, I hope he ain't watching.
T versus UT.
Let me horns down this.
Locked
This ain't-
at 50-50 right now with over 16,000 votes.
Are you serious? Where is this on Twitter?
At CFB Home.
At CFB Home. There you go.
Can you tweet that out from our page? Our page?
Our 3HL
Smiley?
page.
Yes.
So how much time is left?
11 hours.
Okay. 11 hours to vote on the most hated fan base. I mean, is this like a feather in your cap if you're a fan base?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
That's like being the number one part of school. Number one hated. Everybody hates us. But one thing about all the hate, they still talking about us. That's what I'm talking about. I love it, man.
God, I cannot wait till Texas is in the SEC.
Yeah, come on.
This
with
is
it,
going to
boy.
be
This is gonna be great.
so much fun.
It's going to be great. It's going to be great.
Oh,
baby.
it's going to be so fun.
I cannot wait. Woo.
Man.
Yes. So
I need your story.
you want kidnapping story? Big slave stories, people. Before we get out of here.
Let me go ahead and preface
Go
this
ahead, baby.
with Ron Slay went to the Orange and White game this weekend.
That's right.
And if you saw any pictures from Knoxville at all, it was like a opening weekend fall football game.
Yeah.
It was packed.
Yeah.
And there were so many Tennessee VFLs that showed up, that came back and showed up. I mean, it's next level.
Yeah, it was plenty on Babson. It was so serious.
So I'm sure there was lots of partying going on. So that's what I'm going to preface your story with.
Well, thank you. And so this is how it went. I'll just give you something brief, you know what I mean? And we'll get into it later in the summer and get more in detail. So, you know, all the VFLs get together. We go to the rooftop. We got a DJ up there. It's BYOB.
From what I heard,
only.
you took over.
Yeah, I took over that
DJ spot.
Yeah, the DJ spot. You know, got my mic. I'm starting playing the music. I'm doing everything.
There's video floating around.
There is video floating around there. Me getting it
Hey,
off.
you hold that music, Smiley. You hold on. We're in story time.
Yeah, we made it happen, man. Got it going. And then the night was over. We had to get off. We got off about 11:30 or 12. So once we broke
That's
down,
early.
It was early. So, but mind you, everybody fried. I'm fried. I'm asking my boy
because the
Bobby
game was
Graham.
at like 2.
Yeah, it was. We've been going since the game, really. So. We get up there. I'm like, hey, man, BG, man, I'm going back to the crib with y'all, man. Let's stop by Waffle House. I got to stop by Waffle House to get something to eat to soak this up.
You know what kind of day it is.
You know what kind it is, Babsy. He was like, all right, come on. At the last minute, I'm like, you know what, man? I'm going on to the room, dog. I know I'm going to get out there and start drinking again.
You can't eat Waffle House.
I can't do that. So I'm like, all right, hey, geez, I'm going to hit y'all up tomorrow. Turn around, start walking back to my hotel. It is less than a minute walk. I get right there to the hotel, crossing the street. All of a sudden, a black Range Rover pulls up, and I hear somebody holler, "Hey, I know that ain't my boy." I turn around like, man, who is this, man? They said, Slay. I look in the car. It's a partner of mine up there, Boo Jackson, who played professionally overseas, lives in Knoxville now, and he hadn't seen me. He runs a club up there. He like, hey, man, come on, man. I've been waiting to holler at you. I'm loving everything you doing. Man, come have a drink with me. I said, Boo, I got to go lay down, man. I'm already fried. I don't need to go have no drink. Man, so once I was like, all right, dog, come on, man. So I hop in the back seat.
So you get in a black Range Rover that pulls up and opens the door.
Yeah.
And you're in.
Yeah, I got in, and then I'll pick the story up later. It's amazing how I got away. It's amazing.
How many hours were you going?
I was going 2. They tried to get me to go to another one. I said, no, that's when I opened up the door manually and jumped out of the car. So
you should have gone to Waffle House.
I should have. It's wild, man. But y'all stay tuned, man. Awaken 180 is sponsoring. That's who is bringing you the after party. Also after power
hour. You're still stuck on spring weekend.
That's a game. Hey, Chris Lowe was brought to you too, man, by Awaken 180. So y'all join us tomorrow, man. We'll be right here. This is
Mayor will be back.
Mayor be back. God bless you, man. Enjoy this beautiful weather out here, people. TCAP testing is starting tomorrow, kids.
Good luck.
Some rest. Good luck.
Eat a good breakfast.
That's right.
See ya.
I got my, hold on. Wait, let me pull my. What's happening, people? You stayed long enough. So now I got to deliver on my promise. The parsley. I know a lot of y'all waiting on it, man. I went four legs. Now, you can separate this. Now, you first got to go and do this, though. Get the Superbook Sports. Get that app on your phone or visit superbook.com to wager and win with me today. Now, here we go. 4-leg parsley. But you can separate it and go 2. I think it's safer to go that way. I like to live a little bit on the edge, though, because I'm in this thing. You know what I'm saying? But here we go. Golden State versus Sacramento. Golden State wins this game. They're going to cover the 2. They're not going to lose again at Sacramento, especially what happened. If nobody knows, E40 got put out of the game. They escorted him out of the game. His boys going to rally for him. I'm taking the spread on that one, and I'm taking under 239.5 points. So there you go. That's that game. The next game, the Nets versus the 76ers. The 76ers won by 21 in the first game. I don't think it's going to be that big of a victory, but they got to get a statement win before they get ready to go on the road to Brooklyn. So they're going to cover the 10, and it's going to be under. I know this ain't a high score. 212.5. I think it's going to be under. If you want to leave that one off, that's the one that's going to be in limbo, but that's the one that's going to get you paid. So ride with it. If you ride with what I'm telling you, that'll give you plus 1,100 odds. Go on, put you something down on it. Go on and go get this money, and it'll be that simple, man. It's the parlay, baby. Make sure you dial in with Superbook. You got a gambling problem,